What's happening, everybody? Well, by everybody, I mean the two people who come into this stream as soon as the Go Live announcement hits, since we are, 15 minutes late is exceedingly normal for today. I definitely need to grease that. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but this is the type of sound that makes you go on Google Maps, look up a bunch of bridges, and sort by height. It's something else. What's up, Too Much Free Time? Thank you for coming by the stream. First across multiple platforms. What's up, Troper? Hello, CJ. Hello, Benissatrix, and hello, Anthem. What's up, Helios? Thank you for reporting for Goon Duty. Troper, thank you for the 11 months in a row at Tier 1, my friend. I'm right here, and I've been here the whole time. If you say so, brother. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. I've also... I've also realized that... Oh, Anthem, thank you very much for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. CJ, thank you for coming by today's stream. Today's stream is probably going to be about as close to the shorts as any of my streams get. Today we are doing deck roasting. My patrons have sent in a bunch of deck lists. They've sent in primers. They've sent in power ratings. And we are going to make fun of them together as a team, as a family, as a goon network. So I'm going to get the order, I'm going to post it in chat, and then we're going to make sure we have roll call for everybody who is around to hear their deck roasted. D-Man, thank you for the 2 months in a row at Tier 1. Maulhound, you scandalous scaramouche, how dare you stream while I'm at work. D-Man, that's when you need me. Are you telling me you want to hear my sweet dulcet tones for 4 hours on end when you have nothing else to do? When you might be able to focus on me and fall into my eyes for the better half of a day? I don't think so, D-Man. You need something else to keep you on the straight and narrow, to keep you on the razor's edge of productivity, and that is presumably a meaningless job with 18 different Excel spreadsheets in front of you. And we're working together. We're double teaming your happiness right now, D-Man. So you're welcome. Jody Harris, 123, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks very much. Schmarmalade, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Took a break from watching the new Shuffle Up and Play to watch this deck roasting. We've made it. You don't have to lie to me like that, but we've made it. God bless you, Doodles. Me win the Balatro. I'll tell you guys, hold on. I'll tell you guys, me when I am on the path of exile. This is also, a lot of this is the game gets left open while I'm doing other things. There was one stream where Path of Exile was open in the background the entire time. So it's getting a lot of extra hours, and I realized 35 hours in 2 weeks is not a whole lot. For me, this is a fucking lot. I'm doing shit. I am normally not able to game this much. Path of Exile 2 has me in a fucking grip. D2 Vincent, thank you for the 6 months at Tier 1, my friend. I am here and ready for roasting. Glad to have you. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. Without further ado, let's grab the order. So D2 Vincent, you're third right now. If you are the first of the roasties to be here, we will do you first. That's how it works. We'll slam you down on the table big style. Beefcake, thank you for the 15 months at Tier 1. Glad to have you here for Goon Duty, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Helios, I'm doing good. I'm coming out of being sleepy right now because I was filming a gameplay show yesterday, and we filmed for, it was like 13 hours. We filmed 2 games. In the second game, we were in the goddamn booth for 9 hours because the second game involved alternate win conditions, and at some point every single one of our decks had some type of incredibly sprawling, incredibly complicated turn to take. None of the alternate win Now, was it good alternate win conditions, you may ask? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what was good was a little bit of our interaction. We were all able to kick each other in the kneecaps quite effectively, preventing any of us from assembling our alternate win conditions. But did any of those alternate win conditions go off? Eventually. Maybe. You'll have to watch in 2029 when they finally finish editing the 13 fucking hours of footage. Do you have a favorite board game? Right now, Catan. I do not play a ton of board games, but I like Catan a lot. My girlfriend and I learned maybe a month ago. All right, Captain, you're here. D2 Vincent, you're here. JM Goody, yeah, I love Dropout, dude. I love Dropout. I love the Dropout memes. That's my goat. Me normally, my parents are dead, I'm homeless, I'm sad, and I'm new in town. Emphasis mine. Malltown is live. Oh my god, new roast games. I'm glad I could be here for you. Okay. So Captain's here, Vincent's here. I don't think anyone else has shown up yet. CJ, I think if Seafarers is just the expansion that does the boats, we've been doing Seafarers, and we have a love-hate relationship with Catan Seafarers. For those of you that don't know, it adds like islands you can explore to, and it's so easy to engage in a certain play pattern that I'm gonna call trade fucking, where you soft lock people out of the game almost immediately when you still have like literally an hour or more to go until anybody can win. It's very funny, and every game ends in a scoop. Every time we've played Seafarers so far, we've laughed harder than we've ever laughed. Have we finished a game of Seafarers? Fuck no. Because all that happens is we go into the game, one of us gets a few lucky rolls, we trade fuck the rest of the table, we lose our minds for about 30 minutes, and then we go play League of Legends. On a scale of 1 to 10, Gale Waterdeep Prodigy is a roided up dirt farmer. 1, I hate Gale. No hypothetical will redeem this man. I hate this man. You see this man in the center right here? Computer? Okay. Okay. Hold on. What's up, Zach? You see this this is not even appropriate. This is not a correct depiction of Gale. Hold on. There we go. You see this asshole in the dumb pants and the meme faces? I kill this man every opportunity I have. I took him into my party. I took him into my home. My very first Baldur's Gate 3 run. And now, anytime I see his dumb little hand sticking out of that portal, I either chop it off if I'm playing Dark Urge, or I slap it from the stratosphere back into the arcane. I did a Baldur's Gate 3 run with my girlfriend. We pulled him out to beat him to death, to take his scroll. We took his clothes. We brought him back to life so he didn't explode the continent, and then we told him to go fuck himself. That's how I feel about Gale. Bro, why Gale Best Buy? Bro. Alright, we got Sleepy Boy still. Bro, why Gale is best boy? So there are two reasons why I hate Gale. One is real in the sense that it is defensible, and one is real in the sense that it is why I hate Gale. The defensible one is I find his degree of assumed familiarity to be way too similar to love bombing, and I understand that even though he is a victim of a very manipulative person, that does not make him not also an asshole. Every time I spoke to him, I found him to be conniving, condescending, callous, until he finds you attractive, at which point he will tell you literally anything you want to hear to make you love him back, which is not a dynamic I'm super fond of. Now, the real reason is because he cock-blocked me with Lae'zel, but that is neither here nor there, okay? The fact that I did the entire act when I got to the party, I had been farming Lae'zel approval all night. She told me it was on and poppin'. I didn't talk to anybody else. I didn't tell anybody shit. I didn't tell anybody else shit, but Lae'zel said it's on and poppin'. So tell me how. When I go to my bedroll for the night, right? And it says, you don't have to go alone. I slam it. I slam it. I say, it's time for Lae'zel to lay me down by the fire, big style. What's my only option? Gale. Somehow, Gale is there, plate of chicken wings in hand, one of my magical items halfway down his gullet. He's down to clown. He's ready to party. What the fuck do you mean? I've killed that man 27 times since that fateful evening, and it will never be enough. I don't even like Lae'zel anymore. I romance Shadowheart now, like a gentleman, and it will never be enough. I do believe I saw Jarther say they're here, but they need 15 minutes. That's fine, because we have at least 2 people to go before Jarther. That lame Ninja 1, thank you for the 100-bit cheer, my friend. Welcome to Dog Heaven. So, I got a real question. How did it feel to go out by decking out while on decked out? That felt good. Not because of the pun, even though it should have been more of a consideration. But it's just not something I've gotten to do before. No, Shadowheart's more... Okay, so... So here, let's set up the only axes that matter for the Baldur's Gate 3 romance chart. On one side, we have cringe and based. This is very normal. If you're trying to make a video for the internet in 2024, you need to use the terms cringe and you need to use the terms based. Now, there's another set of terms that is oftentimes conflated with cringe and based, but is confusing all of you right now, which is real and fake. And an important thing to understand about the Baldur's Gate 3 romance arcs is there is only... We'll turn the music off for this. The important thing to understand about the Baldur's Gate 3 romance options is they are all cringe, except for Mama K. Mama K is both extremely real and extremely based. We'll give her a little bit... Okay, I thought that would look a lot better than it did. I'm sorry, Mama K. So Mama K is real and based. Everybody else is cringe. And the thing about Gale is he is both extremely cringe and the fakest motherfucker I've ever spoken to. Even as video game figments of my imagination go. Incredibly cringe. Now, Shadowheart, incredibly cringe, also incredibly real. Now, Shadowheart also gets bonus points on account of a little modifier better known as being completely fucking evil. Shadowheart is a goddamn sadist. Once you get Shadowheart to open up to you, she will just talk to you about beating the fuck out of children, which, in a video game setting, hilarious. Tacitly hilarious. She is the meanest bitch alive, and she is cringe, but she is incredibly real about it. Gale, on the other hand, incredibly cringe, and also incredibly fake about it. Whitebread, I could never romance Shadowheart because I hate dishonesty. It turns me off so bad from the jump. That is interesting because the way I interpreted it was in the context of the Baldur's Gate 3 character arcs, it always felt like Shadowheart was very dishonest about things that didn't matter between her character and my in-game character, but was honest about the things that mattered between the two of us. And Gale always struck me as incredibly forthright about everything except his interpersonal relationships, and his interpersonal relationships were this non-stop grandstanding and manipulation. So that's what turned me off from Gale, on top of the Lae'zel thing, is like Shart was like lying outward. There was like this shell of liar bullshit, and then you could get some type of good intimacy. And Gale had this shell of transparency, and then ended up doing liar bullshit the more you got to know him. So then Maul's type is Minthara? Shut the fuck up. What do you mean? Hey, I'm roasting you guys right now. Shut the fuck up. Did you just call her Shart, LMAO? That's her name, Jace. Gale feels like an alien doing a Gale impression. I know that doesn't make sense, but I stand by it. No, it makes perfect sense because he acts in a way that is just totally not related to how humans that are trying to forge an actually intimate connection interact. And I say this as an aggressively autistic man who has had to learn the ropes for myself. I've been through the Gale phase where you assume familiarity and you're incredibly complimentary to everybody. But when you do that, you're never actually genuinely kind, and you're never being genuinely curious about those people. You're just trying to find phrases you can say to them to score points with them. Like, Gale is approval farming us, which is why I hate him. Feeling you're here. We may not have time to do you today. I'm trying not to do makeup roasts on days when we're already doing other roasts, because by the time I get to the end of the normal roast streams, my brains is coming out of my ears. So I try to avoid stacking even more. Obviously, I want the object of my affection to verbally abuse me. I'm tier 3 subbed. God bless you. Dark King Kaiser, we've got a rant. We probably can't do a rant today because we need to get into everyone else's roasts. Trying to conserve brain power after the 13-hour game. Dog, I've been asleep for so long. Let me scroll back through chat. All I'm saying is we should have been able to seduce the goblin with the goth girl haircut. D-Man, I want to be mean to you, but also I have some mod recommendations. I'm not going to be able to pull them up on stream, okay? Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to get some stuff for you, okay? Yeah, I've got a YouTube video for you, brother. Oh, wait a goddamn minute. No, okay, it actually exists. Hold on. We were trying to be silly. You motherfuckers actually made it. What is wrong with you? We're going to find these people, and we're going to take them outside. We're going to find these people. We're going to find these people and we are going to subject them to daylight like they are vampires. Strausker, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. They need to touch grass. Oh, yeah. Arya, thank you for reminding me. We will have to plug it without the logo because that didn't get transported from my old OPS. But for anybody who buys cardboard shit, I'm sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com. I should get off this page when I say that. I'm sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com. They sell cardboard and cardboard accessories, and if you buy anything from them, please use code MALD to get 5% off at checkout and to make sure they don't fire me. I'm glad I hit my bong shortly before you went live, Maldhound. CJ, so am I. Will Cool Stuff Inc. sell my short stack goblins? No. I tried joining a Baldur's Gate 3 random 4-player game as a dwarf monk, and they called me a redacted. Is this a microaggression? Thanks for the advice, Malt. It's only a microaggression because you're so short. That would be a macroaggression if you were over 5 feet tall. Oh, thank you, CJ. I appreciate that, my friend. How do I use both Code Spice and Code Malt at the same time? I need to use both. You can't, my friend. Valorant, thank you for gifting. Oh, wait, hold on. I think that's a Twitch thing stacking on top. So Dungeon Masters Consortium, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 Twitch subs to the community. I appreciate that generosity so much. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. And I think straight up Valorant, the game, is doing like a promotional thing. So we got an extra gift sub on top of that. So hell yeah. Thank you, Valorant. I'm never playing. Maldhound, can you send us a link to your Twitch so I can follow and support you there as well? Hey, God bless you, my friend. I will in a second. How the fuck do I use this dashboard, man? Because I do always stream live on Twitch and YouTube. So YouTube chat, I am reading you. But thanks to Twitch TOS, I legally cannot put you... What the fuck are we doing over here? You stay. Legally, I cannot put you up on screen or Twitch will get me. So if you are ever on YouTube, I am reading. Oh, did it not work? But it's my message. Hold on. What's up, Zilla? Thank you for coming by the stream. D-Man, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, my friend. This stream has been a blast so far. I will now work, have fun. I must commit goon activities for goblin short stacks now. Let's talk about a new channel policy where I don't read bit messages anymore. Below $10,000. Below $11,000. We don't read bit messages anymore. Just as a point of order. It's so weird though, like giant streamers like Doug have both Twitch and YouTube chat on screen, and there's been a few others too. Is that a recent change? It depends. I mean, the unfortunate part about restreaming is the reality is if you are massive, you can do basically whatever you want, because YouTube and Twitch are currently in an Avengers level conflict trying to secure the loyalty of the really big streamers. There's been a mass exodus from Twitch a lot of people have gotten picked up by YouTube. A lot of shitheads got picked up by Kick, and I'm sure a couple good streamers did as well. But most of what I know of Kick is it's like gamblers and dickheads anonymous over there. And so in this war for attention, Twitch has put in some policies to try to continue establishing their hegemony over this, or reestablish their hegemony over the service. But if you are pulling like four digit or 5-digit stream numbers regularly, you possess enough of the zeitgeist that Twitch isn't going to play fucking hardball with you. What's up, Twisted Humors? Thank you for coming by the stream. Goody, I have finished Wind and Truth. I'm thinking about videos to do for it, but I have finished Wind and Truth. Twisted Humors, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Mauled, MKM Kellic, and definitely not the page I was just on. Oh, Melik. Good commander or best commander? I'm not a huge, all right. So I like him. I do not like him as a build around, in the context of I do not like him as you build your commander deck solely in service of what his text box is doing. Melik is best built where he is on the opposing side. I believe this is once again going to run afoul of something Salubrious Snail has already spent 20 minutes talking about, so fuck him for that. But Melik is best kept in reserve, a break glass in case of emergency, because you have done a spell slinger thing, or you have done some other type of maybe self-mill thing, draw a ton of cards thing that put a lot of stuff into your graveyard, and then you just get to throw him down as a really big creature in the late game to start dropping big bombs. But if you play Melik and you try to build a deck that is just, I'm going to ramp into Melik and then I'm going to try to fill my graveyard to kill people with my big body, big graveyard, big juicy commander, what you have is an incredibly top heavy deck where everything's going to be really expensive if you're banking on having this discount. Melik is already pretty expensive. He's presumably going to be a pretty decent kill threat, so people are going to want to get rid of him. And if anybody exiles your graveyard, you just shit your fucking pants. Okay, so the snail term is counterweight commander for that. So yeah, he is a very good counterweight commander where you build a 99 that you want to function agnostic of the commander, and then he can come in to clean up later on in the game. But I definitely don't like him as, I've picked this commander. Every commander game, I will be playing him as quickly as possible and using him as much as possible. Grim43, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. And Twisted Humors, thank you for 6 months of subbage at Tier 1, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Have you made a decision on Patreon? I'd like to support you again, but I don't want to jump there if you're leaving. So, Sakurai, for the next month, Josh, the order has been posted. We're going to post it one more time. I know we're starting with Captain. I know Amber's not here. I think Amber, Tidem, Tenebrae, and Bo aren't here. I think like about half the roster is here, half the roster isn't here. But I know Captain's here. I know Vincent's here. I know Jarther's here. I know there's one more person who said they were here. Bolus Brigade. Are you today, Bolus Brigade? Bo is here. Nox Skyfall, thank you for the 5 gifted Tier 1 community subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. And I guess Valorant, thank you too. Oh, so Bolus Brigade, we need to reschedule you. You are not rescheduled for today. If we have people that miss, we can fit reschedules in today, but if it's an otherwise full stream, we're not going to tack on extra people to that, and it'll have to be on any other stream that is not already a deck roasting stream. Twisted Humors, thank you for the 5 gifted community subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. And fucking Valorant again. Thank you for 3. Pharaoh's Cross RT, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Okay. So we have a ton of chat messages I missed. 1 second. Thoughts on the Kaladesh to Avishkar name change? I personally respect them for owning up to the mistake. It was good that they changed it. I think very importantly, it's gone from a pretty unironic insult to a pretty fucking silly insult. Twitter or someplace got a little bit mad because the Kaladesh to Avishkar change was because Kaladesh can be either used as or is linguistically related to what is effectively a slur, whereas Avishkar in Hindi is nothing insulting, but in Albanian can mean do you wear a dick for a hat, which is a hilarious insult. So I think it's good that they owned the mistake. And I think not only is it good that they owned the mistake, but they managed to make it still an insult, but a funny one. Okay, Ambi Navy's here, so we have Amber. So we have Bo, we have Amber. Okay, we're going to get going with the roasts now. Bremen43, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I missed? Twisted Humors, do you do paid deck help? That's kind of what we're doing now, Humors. We're about to jump into the deck roasting, which is both making fun of the decks and you can leave notes for me. And some of the notes are just, hey, I want this deck to be better than it is. And then we spend more time working on how to improve it. Alec, man, we're not going to do full commander breakdowns right now. I think Rudolph Duskbringer has a firmly hilarious name. I think he really should have picked either the first half or the back half of that name and committed to it, and he should have changed the other half. We got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Calamity over here. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? I'm Sartorius Lightender. Like I'm Keith Bubblegum. You can't be mismatching anime names like that. Darkenair, I've not played Prey. Thank you for retyping the copy pasta. Zachanoid, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. One person was asking about if I had made a final decision about Patreon. So what I'm gonna say, Patreon is going to continue having memberships and membership benefits at least for the next month or two. The difference is deck roasts are definitely moving off Patreon. So if you want to try to secure a deck roast, the $25 tier is still going to get some first come, first serve roasts, but only like 20 something slots. It's not very many. It does not guarantee that you're going to get a slot. And then a lot are going to be available for purchase on buymeacoffee.com. And so if you want to support on Patreon to get in on the deck roasting, the $25 tier is probably not a great investment. But if you just want to support me and the deck roasting is a cherry on top, then yes, sign up for the Patreon. There's still stuff we can do for you. Can I pay to block other people's roasts? Feeling grinchy today. Yeah, let's auction off if we... No, Bolus Brigade Ko-Fi still exists. Buy Me a Coffee is literally just the... Could I drop you 50 in subs to get tacked on? No, I'm going to say there's not. I try to respect people's time more than I respect my own finances. And so there is, I'll tell you, there is no realistic amount of money you could give me right now to get tacked onto today's stream. But there's plenty of very realistic amounts of money you could give me to get put into the queue for next month. And there is, there's going to be a, if you don't want to take a chance at buying the first come first serve memberships, because they are competitive to get onto the deck roasting, there's going to be a Kickstarter for a non-live streamed but scripted deck roasting show, and it's going to be more expensive, but it's going to include a lot of physical merchandise as well, and it's going to include either guaranteed ways to get on the stream or guaranteed ways to get onto that scripted show. And so if you have like a healthy amount of disposable income and you want to spend it on this, I would wait for that Kickstarter to release. Oh, Zila, I haven't checked with the bank. That's a good point. So expect an announcement on whether or not I can actually do Buy Me a Coffee. Wombat, Twitch is still a very good way to support you. Yeah, so the goal right now, just so everyone's aligned, so we can waste a little bit more of Captain's time, and we can really blue ball them about this deck roast that they're supposed to be getting. The goal right now is I would much rather prefer to be a streamer who's also filming a lot of other videos versus a guy who films a lot of videos and streams occasionally. So Twitch right now is probably the best platform to support me on in terms of outreach, like just coming by the streams, chatting. Also, Twisted Humors, thank you for the 5 additional gifted subs. I believe you are now on top of dog heaven for the month. And Valorant, God bless you, my friend. Streamer who also films softcore MTG content. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So without further ado, also Dark and Air, I'm very glad to hear that. Without further ado, let's get into the deck roasting. For those of you that have not been here before, my patrons send me a primer, a deck list, and a power rating. The primer is what you think the deck does or what you hope it does. If you're telling me what you think the deck does, this is what I'm going to judge you the most harshly on. If you tell me you want to kick babies and the deck list kicks babies, I'm going to be a little disappointed in you, but ultimately you'll get a pat on the back. If you tell me that your deck is a family fun center with good times for all, and the deck list represents a burning orphanage, we're going to have a goddamn talk. Your power rating is not going to be 1 through 10. Because 1 through 10 is bad, wrong, inaccurate. It cannot possibly synthesize all the different axes that Commander operates on as a game into one numerical scale. And so instead, we use Silly, Spooky, Scary. Originally developed by my friend Danny Phantom EXE, it is a measure of how ominous each of your turns are to somebody that is paying attention to the Commander game and knows anything about Magic. So that is our power scale. We're also going to judge you on your accuracy, rating your deck to that. We may adjust your deck up or down and then spank you accordingly. River Anning, thank you for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. I said my friend too much. I said my friend way too much. So first up, we have Captain, who's sending in a spooky deck. After having tried to make an Ooze Kindred deck with a couple different commanders and themes, when Slimes Against Humanity was spoiled, I knew what I had to do. It's a very one-note deck and honestly kind of silly, but the nature of the card makes it a bit of a spooky deck with how consistent it can be. I believe that. Before we even get into the list, which I'm presuming is going to be a lot of goddamn slimes, more decks need to be subjected to the test of, can you deal with somebody spending 3 mana on a creature every turn? Can you hang with that? Can your deck hang with, all right, I play a land, I play a guy, pass? Because legitimately some people can't do that. And I think if every deck had to be able to deal with that, the world would be a better place. So it's Falco Spara, which is we can look at the top card of our library and we can cast from the top by removing a counter, which we talked to somebody about doing a Storm Slimes deck with this last week. I still don't believe Storm will pay off, but I do think the remove a +1/+1 counter from Slimes to cast from the top is decently clever. Draw. Dig Through Time. I think Delve's okay. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of sorceries going to grave. Inspiring Call. Kutzil. Windfall. Greater Good. And then 2 card negative cards. Listen, I am normally one of the most forgiving people in the world when it comes to calling things draw that are not actually draw. This is card negative. This is not even drawing a card. This is aspirations of the next card you're going to draw. This is, I spend a card to feel really good about what I'll get next turn unless Todd the Mill player is in the pod. And by the way, even if you do get it, all you've done is vindicate Todd, who is sleeving up his Mindskinner deck. I'm also not confident you need them if you're playing Slimes Against Humanity, but we'll see. A lot of lands is reasonable. MDFCs, whatever. Fetch lands, sure, whatever. City of Ash, sure, whatever. Greatest ooze ever printed. Play lands from the top. Coven. Oh, Coven is actually hot here because the slimes all grow differently. What the fuck, man? Okay, cost reducer, I guess. Sure. Hey, sure, cost reducer. Remove. Oh, is this? This is real hater shit. I want all of you to know right now. They may have named it spooky. This is like Art the Clown levels of hater shit right here. Baral, Kodama, traumatize. I mean, you're traumatizing yourself for sure. Top and Thrumming Stone under Misk. I just had these motherfuckers laying around. I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna freak out, dude. I'm gonna throw up. I think top revealed is, I mean, I think these are good. Playing lands from the top is good to keep casting from top with Falco Spara. Okay, you're going to edge. Got it. You're going to edge, explore, grow, and kill yourself. That is an interesting sequence of events. I like that all your ramp is on 2. I talk a lot about your curve not wanting to get clogged up with your commander. Your commander is 4 mana, but the only thing this deck wants to do is 3. And so if, yeah, turn 2, you play any of this, you're gassing. The only thing I would consider changing is maybe do just the smallest amount of arithmetic and realize that 1 mana ramp helps you way more than 2 mana ramp does. Particularly if we want to be playing slimes as quickly as possible. If we want to get to Falco Spara as quickly as possible, different story. But right now it's... And maybe we do want to be playing Spara as quickly as possible, but I feel like you would benefit from at least a few of these being 1 mana options like Llanowar Elves or something. because then it is turn 1, I play my ramp piece. Turn 2, I play my first Slime Against Humanity, or I ramp more. Turn 3, I play Falco Spara. Now, if you just want to do turn 1, I play a land and pretend that this is going to be a nice game of Commander. Turn 2, I ramp. Turn 3, Falco Spara. Turn 4, I Nickelodeon Slime everybody. All right. Ramen Egg, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Yeah, who fucking needs removal, dude? You're the problem. I like that both your board wipes are one-sided. Real hater shit. Real hater shit confirmed. 24 slimes. That's the most reasonable amount of slimes we have seen in a slime deck. Let's play test it and see how it actually pays off. I have a fucking terrible feeling, you guys. I have a terrible feeling about all this. Okay, so we get to check top. Hey, look at that. Who could have guessed? Oh, we don't have blue for Baral, so we actually do need to dump this. Okay. Hold on, everybody. Wait, nobody look at this. Where's the fucking... Anyway, this is how we had done it from the beginning, where because I'm good at sequencing my mana, I realized I needed blue and played Salundi Isle turn 1, and then I played a Forest turn 2 to play Baral turn 2 and be able to play my Slimes turn 3. Because I'm chill like that. What's on top? We do need that land. So slime number 1. I'm not even going to make all the tokens. We're just going to count, hey, this is how many slimes we've resolved. So turn 4, I think we shocked this in, and then bam, he has a shield counter. So now we have top revealed. I'm gonna take the shield counter. Oh no, so each of these start with like 3 +1/+1 counters. So we're going to take 1 +1/+1 counter off. Pay 2. Bam. Slime number 2. Now really the power and toughness is like... it starts at 3, then goes 4, 5. But these are just how many slimes we've gotten off. Ambi Navy, thank you for the 4 months in a row. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. Wooded Foothills is on top, which I do not fucking like. So how about I just Windfall? We'll say somebody probably has at least 6 or 7. How about I just Windfall? And I can't. I don't want to. Hey, listen, guys. I just really don't want to play this fucking Thrumming Stone. Listen, guys. I can't do it again. After the Persistent Petitioners playtest, I can't play another goddamn Thrumming Stone, you guys. We're at 3 counters. You have to, Mauled, play the rock. Fine, I play Thrumming Stone. Everybody takes out a bunch of hammers. And we cast... I'm going to cast from hand this one to get a guaranteed ripple trigger. So it's 4 counters. Fuck you. Do we get to cast any? So now we have 2. We'll keep them over here. So we have 2 slimes. We play 1 slime. We have 2 ripple triggers to resolve. 1, 2, 3. I hate you. We have 2 ripple triggers to resolve. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 ripple trigger to resolve. 1, 2, 3. Ha! Ha! Vindication. You've built a bad deck, and God has punished you. Where's my Vine Boom? Cope and seethe with your foolish gimmickry. Anyway, we have 1 ripple trigger on the stack. We have 2 ripple triggers on the stack. Ha! I say, you suck, and the deck is bad. You suck, and the deck is bad and unplayable. So all you have now is a 3-3, a 4-4, a 5-5, a 6-6, a 7-7, an 8-8, a 9-9, a 10-10, an 11-11, and a 12-12 with trample. What the fuck do you think you're gonna do with that? Buddy boy? Idiot. Idiot, man. These people don't know how to build decks. I tell you what, I swear. Pathetic. So overall, I mean, listen, overall, I'm not rocking with you as a person. I think this is good. I think it's good that you subject people to the test of, can you deal with, I just play guys over and over. I think the cast off top thing is cute. I think there's probably more I would look into something that fixes all your pips, whether you play Chromatic Lantern as a rock, whether you play Cryptolith Right would probably set this deck off like a motherfucker. The main reason I'm thinking of this is you are in a 3-color deck. 90% of what you want to do involves tapping for green mana over and over and over and over again. If you don't hit Thrumming Stone, you're going to need a forest for every single slime you want to resolve. Yeah, you could do Jaheira, Friend of the Forest too, but we don't have a metric shit ton of slimes, and so I don't know if we want to limit ourselves to just tokens when we can hit these 12 creatures on top of all the tokens we make. It's also probably worth it to put in at least 1 more instant and sorcery cost reducer. Like fully half your deck. Oh, thank you so much, baby. Even leaving apart the slimes, fully half your deck is instants and sorceries. And so something like, I think Thunderclap Drake also does it. This is another 2 mana effectively ramp option. Haughty Djinn would be a good cost reducer. We could do Haughty Djinn. I'm less inclined to put in too many 3 mana options unless they do something crazy good like Lantern, which fixes all of our pips. But I would do another 2 mana reducer, and I would do something to allow you to tap freely for green, because right now what I want to do is I want to close the Grand Canyon that currently exists with what this deck can do with Thrumming Stone and what it can do without Thrumming Stone. I like it when commander decks have bombs. Bombs are good. Bombs are fun. If you stick 10 pounds of C4 inside a go-kart and then tell me to come to the fair with you, it's not going to be a great experience for anybody involved. So we want the bomb to be at least a little bit predictable. Not necessarily in terms of when it's going to happen. You want to be able to have explosive turns, but you want the amount of bombage versus how good the rest of the deck is to make a little bit of sense. We have multiple calls for Earthcraft. Yeah, this would also be good. This would be another thing like Cryptolith Right. Uh, and this gets around summoning sickness too. So it's even, I think in most cases, this is a better version of Cryptolith Right since you do have a healthy amount of basics. Yeah, you have like 9 forests, so you're probably going to get at least 1 out, or you'll use rampant growth or something. So those are the only things I would change to make it a little bit more reliable outside of the Thrumming Stone. And I think you could probably drop the Enlightened Tutor for it, because I'm sure that this Enlightened Tutor is nothing more than I have 2 Thrumming Stones. I have 2 Thrumming Stones now. Deck's already at $800. What's 200 more? Why would we spend any money on this? Holy fuck. Why is Earthcraft expensive? I mean, yeah. Never mind. That's my fault. Let's put you on this personality matrix, my goat. But first, let's kill everybody else. So, you are the op, but you are the op in the sense of you are a tutorial boss. You are an AI-driven challenge for the player characters to compete against, and they are not allowed to graduate to the actual game of Magic the Gathering until they can overcome the big evil bird demon that poops out 1 ooze every 6 seconds on repeat and sees if you can figure out a way around it. Now give me 1 second for an ASMR stream, everybody. Because my lovely girlfriend has made me breakfast, which is incredibly kind of them. And so I'm going to eat this breakfast. Does anybody, hey, who wants to watch some Cookie Clicker? Who wants to play Doki Doki Literature Club? Z's good. They're doing a lot of sewing recently. They're working on some new projects. It's 11:12. The fuck you mean breakfast? Goody. 13 hours of filming. I got home at 1 a.m. Mauled, where do you live where 4 p.m. is breakfast? Champ Nation, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Play Corruption of Champions. It'll help you beat the furry allegations. This is a joke. Do not even look it up on stream. Hold on. We're going in. I'm going to protect the eyes of the children. Well, Corruption of Champions. Why is there so much reading? No. Listen, the stream will be demonetized. If I speak, the stream will be demonetized. If I speak. It's fucking... So, highlights. New patch... the Royal Cow. 81 Steam achievements. Weed Whacker is a Steam achievement for this game. Here, this we can open up. This I do not think will get me surgically excised from Twitch. Kitty's Cream. These are top tier puns. Oh, this is the sequel. That's my bad. Permanently bimboify yourself. What's the hold on, what's the smallest one? Huh? Oh my god, okay. That's enough internet for today. That's enough internet for today. Let's get back to Commander decks, you guys. Next up, it's Ambi Navy. Bro, I told you not to look it up. How was I not going to at that point? Next up, we got Ambi Navy, who sent in a spooky, scary deck. No funny categories this time. This is a deck I'm taking more seriously. I'm a verified Jenny, and this is a verified combo deck, specifically looking at Undying Loops with Yog-moth. Okay, so spooky, scary tells me we're operating in high power but kind of on the edge. And if we're doing high power combo, the most important thing we have to think about is what went wrong with you as a person. The number one question for every high power combo player, I ask this of all my friends, is what happened, bro? Who did it? What'd they do? Why haven't you sought therapy? All those types of things. Because the thing about high power combo is that it is so... We're just going to have to set you on fire. I'm sorry. I take that all back. We're just going to have to set you on fire. Yog-moth. Sack on that thing. So the thing about high power combo is that it is so functionally close to CEDH that it's very difficult to set it apart. Because the ways you need to interact with a high power combo deck, very similar to anything you need to do to interact with a CEDH deck. And the qualities that would make your high power combo deck non-CEDH typically translate to I'm playing CEDH really badly and not I'm playing non-CEDH commander. So sight unseen of all of the specific cards in the list, I would probably recommend this either becomes CEDH or you totally go back to the drawing board. So we have Yog-moth, who is a 2/4 with protection from humans. You can pay a life and sack a creature to put a 1/1 counter on up to one other target creature and draw a card. So if nothing else, with everything else wrong about you, we at least know that your card draw section's fine, because every creature is a card draw now. We have death triggers, which any of these presumably convert. I think any of these will convert an infinite undying loop into some kind of win. Is this each opponent? Oh no, but it's extra card draw. Yeah, extra card draw to get us to the things that actually win us the game. We can sacrifice any of these whenever we want to prevent decking ourselves, so that's very reliable. We have reanimation, and then we have some classic drain effects, scaling up from normal BJ to Dragon Suck. Then we have Undying Thing. So for those of you who don't know how this loop works, -1/-1 counters and +1/+1 counters cancel each other out. Because after coming up with 800 different pages of rules. They got to this particular part and then said, ah, fuck it. So you don't track -1/-1 counters and +1/+1 counters separately. If it has a -1/-1 on it and you would put a +1/+1 on, it just goes to having no counters on it. So if you sacrifice an Undying Thing with Yog-moth, after you've paid the cost by sacrificing it, the creature will come back with a +1/+1 counter on it, at which point you can put the -1/-1 counter from Yog-moth onto it and draw a card. And then you have your normal creature again that you can sacrifice with Yog-moth. So on and so forth, drawing you one card for one life over and over and over. Now I do think the reanimation makes sense given that Yog-moth is a discard outlet. I'm not as confident that it makes sense with trying to do undying loops of really shitty creatures. Don't you have to choose the target at the moment of paying? I'm not sure, but I feel like undying loops wouldn't work if you did. Oh, you need 2 undying creatures. So, everybody who listened to me explain the undying loops, I was wrong. I lied, because I don't play combo decks. So, you need 2 undying creatures, and then you can do the same thing. You sack one, put the -1/-1 counter on the other one, sack that one, and then you can poop back and forth forever. What's up, Kilala? I hope you're doing good as well. Yeah, we have a limited amount of creature removal, but it kind of makes sense because we have 1/1 counters we can throw around at will. Then we have a lot of ramp for Yog-moth. See, you guys, I don't know. I'm not some kind of rocket doctor. I don't know exactly where the line between CEDH, bad CEDH, and high power casual is. But if I were to make a guess, I think it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 fucking tutors. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1/10 of your deck being a tutor for 1/2 or 1/3 of your infinite combos. And also, Knight's Whisper, guys. Good card. More people play this. So Zilla, I swear to God, if we get in a semantic argument again, I'm going to delete the internet. This deck has not considered how hard it's farting in the hot tub, is my main concern with it. Because it definitely can't compete at a CEDH table, but it is cosplaying as a CEDH deck at everything that isn't a CEDH table. Because it is like stick Yog-moth, stick maybe like one thing, and then boom, I combo off, you die. Which to me is functionally like I can't think of a metric that you could rate this deck on where it is distinguishable from a CEDH deck that is just poorly built. Like there's some things that would definitely be really clever additions in a lower power version of this deck, like this piece of Draft Chaff. The Wriggling Grub, right? 1/1 that replaces itself. This is 2 mana, draw 3 cards, get 3 -1/-1 counters on shit. That's clever. That's good. At a CEDH table, no the fuck it's not. I think Pawn of Ulamog, also same shit. All of these... Yeah, these -1/-1 payoffs is good. Necroskitter would even be good for high power if you're trying to steal other people's really good creatures. But this deck really strikes me as parasitic combo, where You want to combo off. You want to combo off. You don't have really any ways to protect your combo. You have some ways to maybe try again. If we kill Yog-moth and you don't want Yog-moth to stay dead, maybe you can blow Reanimator on him. But you don't have ways to protect the combo. You also don't have ways to stop other people from just like comboing in your face other than these 4 removal spells. Like you're very low on non-Yog-moth based interaction, and when you get into high power, the reason archetypes exist is it is generally the most effective thing to pick your lane, and stay there. And right now we've pulled like 70% of the deck from the combo lane, and then the remaining 30% of the deck doesn't want to take the leap to just fully poop in the hot tub. And so you're farting, but you're running out of gas, and then you're sticking your mouth under to make more bubbling noises, and you're just getting your own fart juice back in your mouth, and now nobody's happy. Most mono black don't have ways to stop opposing combos outside of graveyard hate or creature removal, correct, which is why they often turbo. And this deck is missing a number of turbo pieces in service of perpetuating the combo. And so if we don't want to be an adult, we want to at least be fast. Whereas this deck looks like it just sits there, and at some point, like, it is inevitable that this deck will win. I'm not going to debate that, because the basis of why it will win is an infinite loop. But I struggle to think of like what table this would create an interesting gameplay dynamic in, because you're no longer a player, you are a stage hazard. You are, okay, we've got to watch Amber, not because Amber's going to do anything, but eventually Amber's going to play the card that makes us all explode. You're going to drink the juice that makes you explode, and then you win the game. But you have like a severe lack of agency outside of that. It's the most optimized version of itself while not being CEDH. It needs to replace 20 cards to be CEDH. Yeah, it's missing all the good turbo pieces that would make it reflect CEDH. And even if it was CEDH, the obvious question becomes, why not Yog-moth? So me saying it can't hold up in CEDH is not because I necessarily want it to. It is just to highlight the weird position this deck is in terms of play pattern. What's up, Willpower? I think I might have this deck built for my super aggressive 3-player pods or an archenemy pod. I think an archenemy pod is definitely more okay. I've not played a lot of those IRL, but if you had... Yeah, right, we keep this because we have a tutor. Who cares if somebody else tutors something? We tutor Dark Ritual or something. Do I even have Dark Ritual? We have it, okay. So we get Dark Ritual on top. Go to our next turn. Fuck you, Pawn of Ulamog. You're not Dark Ritual. We play Swamp. I don't want to play Yog-moth just for him to die. So tap, Dark Ritual, tap. And if that survives, we play Kirik. So we've lost some life, but it's turn 3 now. We have Kirik, so we play Necroskitter and Pawn of Ulamog with 1 land. We play Yog-moth with the other. And then we just go crazy, go stupid, do tricks on it. And then we just do tricks on it till everybody dies. We can get Bitter Blossom out too. Yeah, now we've paid a bunch of life, but Kirik is huge. We have Gary, we have Cryptghast. It's just this like turn. Oh, it's turn 4. Yeah, turn 4, absolute fucking deadlock if everybody hasn't pointed every removal spell in the game at you. There's no 1v1 format community around here, and the CEDH players near me are verifiably dangerous to society, so it's hard for me to find any combo. Hello, sir.
Is it that good?
It's too good. It's too good? It's good in
Wow,
it's good in ways that
which camera? Which one?
it's the left one.
Dirty power builder, you piece of trash.
Okay, you are in there. It's very good, but it's shy of CEDH in ways that make me sad. This is turn 4,
Man,
by the way.
Just commit. The fuck are you doing? Like, oh, it's like a 7.
No, they don't think it's a 7. They know they're evil.
Okay.
But
well, you're not evil enough, obviously. You're not committing, man. You're like, oh, I'm gonna bring this to a casual pod and then full sweep and then feel bad because the game ended in like 3 turns and now my friends hate me and everyone hates me.
Hey, be real. It's 4 turns. It's 4 whole turns.
God, I'm dumb. Fuck.
And so, but like, what we should highlight with this playtest is, this is incredibly good.
Okay.
You kill everybody.
Is it a
if they
deck?
No, it's we didn't even play the commander. The
Oh,
commander's
it's a Yog-moth. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, but we had scheming symmetry, so it was symmetry, Dark Rit, Cryptghast, Kirik, use Kirik, explode.
Cryptghast is the greatest card of all time.
Cryptghast is one of the greatest cards of all time.
He's so silly. Look at him dancing.
And so we have all right, but you need to go, right? You got to go.
Yeah, I probably should.
Okay.
I probably should, but it was great to see you.
Bring it in. Good to see you.
I will see you next Monday for Bingleborp.
For Bingleborp.
Bingleborp. Goodbye, chat. Have fun. This is a fun deck. Mono Black's my favorite. Whee! Time to drive 4 hours home.
Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
It'll be great.
Okay, so we have all of the downsides of Turbo without the ability to secure the win off of the Turbo thing that we've done. And so that's the most concerning part of this deck to me, is that we have we have like an 80% full gas tank. We've tricked out our fucking Honda Civic EX to do donuts in the parking lot, but we haven't put the right tires on it. And so we're just popping tires as soon as anything bad happens and drifting the car into a family of 4 that was walking by to get ice cream. Merc Wolf, thank you for the Prime sub for the 4 months in a row. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. And then if any of these pieces die, if I'm looking for the combo feel but don't want to ruin pods, any recommendations? I would straight up like I would find an online community to play CEDH in, because the thing is, the combo itch is almost impossible to scratch in a pod with battlecruiser players without just horse fucking the vibe. And that's not an answer people like to hear. It's not an answer I like hearing, because I also like scratching the combo itch, particularly with non-deterministic Storm. But in a dynamic where other people are playing battlecruiser, and not even 3 other people are playing battlecruiser, in a dynamic where more than one other person is, it like everyone's chilling in a hot tub and then you just start farting. and there's not a great way around it. Like the silver lining of that is that CEDH is fun. CEDH is fun. My advice, convince your pods to learn how to play targeted removal. So let's take 5 minutes and break down why that's a terrible assertion. Why that is a terrible assertion that makes sense on the face of it, but falls apart once you actually try to develop a play pattern around it. The problem with just run targeted removal is that it just becomes a waiting game of who runs out of removal first. If that's all we do, it just becomes this Jenga tower where you go, okay, well, everyone play interaction, but if we're still playing decks like this, somebody pops off first, they die because we're playing responsible interaction. Somebody pops off second, they die because we're playing responsible interaction. Somebody pops off third, they just win. Or you get like a 3-hour staring contest. I've played CEDH and I do like it, but it feels too solved for me. I don't want a tournament grind. I just like watching my engine turn on and go burr. Amber, with love in my heart, please direct me to where on this diagram a Yog-moth undying loop does not constitute something that is solved. Can we do that for me? Please, please, on the mannequin, show me where the 9 tutors for my infinite combo does not represent. I mean, as in, does it beat Rogsai meta? Oh, I mean, in terms of meta feels solved, the meta being solved allegations is a massive fucking lie. The meta of CEDH is only solved in the context of hundreds and hundreds of games and big tournaments. In terms of horsing around with different people online and trying to find a community with which to play CEDH games online, the meta is super not solved. and the issue is going outside of CEDH to try to play decks like this doesn't really help, because then you just become the Rogsai. Will a format like Commander ever get solved? That shit is complicated AF. No, and I mean, the reason it won't really get solved is because of nope. Like, this guy refutes the idea of a solved meta. This man, like, somewhere up there, God is watching and built Commander and created it to be like chess, where you could solve it perfectly. And then Comedian was born, and he took a tire iron, took that concept out to an alleyway, and beat it to death. And so this man, Comedian, he has a 45% win rate at the competitive level. He wins almost half of his Commander games. And I'm not saying you need to be like him, because he's played obviously very top of the meta things like Kinnan, but he regularly top 4s, regularly top 16s with wild shit, because the meta is so aggressively unsolved. I mean, Amber, if your pod is okay with shitting in the hot tub, nothing we say matters. You like what you like, and what I'm advocating for is finding a pod that likes playing against it. My natural reaction is that nobody would like playing against this because I'm not a bastard. But if you know 3 desperately evil people who have been broken by the world around them, and has therefore normalized everything that this deck is doing, the deck is hot. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you guys all have like 18 fucking spider eyes because of whatever experiments were done on you, this deck is beautiful. I will say, with respect to CEDH, there definitely is a place, but it's for sure like Omegle, where you have to dig through however many hours and hours of dickheads to find the community that you're looking for. And so I'm not going to assign you to dig through all those dickheads. If your pod likes it, it is ultimately fine. I hate it very, very much, but I'm inclined to believe that's why you sent it to me. In terms of ways we could make it better, there's not a lot because we're standing in this weird twilight zone. Who would you suggest for my first CEDH commander? I was thinking the new Atraxa. If you're trying to build a new CEDH deck, you look up somebody else's deck. I would look through, I don't know, watch this guy's YouTube videos, pick one. Sproglet, we've previously done them through Patreon. They're going to be changing to a new, they're going to get a new home in January. So join our Discord and watch the Discord for announcements about that. But yeah, overwhelmingly, this deck super wins. You've got, I believe, a pretty reasonable curve. Yeah, like you have a bunch of 1 to 3 mana things that are always going to convert you to a game win. So like the deck fucking hums. The name is so cursed. 10 out of 10 on the name. I am going to contact the authorities. And then all the shit I'm saying about the politicking stuff, if the people you play with are willing to play against it again, not at gunpoint, who the fuck cares? Then it's good. By virtue of, like, let me tell you about Michael Faraday. Let me lie on Faraday's name real quick, because I don't actually remember if this is the guy I'm thinking of. But there was a guy I learned about in my engineering courses who made incredible contributions to science. Incredible contributions. Straight up idiot. Could not explain any of the things he came up with. He had no idea what the math behind it was. He had no offerings for the mechanistic descriptions of how the things he was proving worked. He just set up a bunch of experiments that proved it via the causality of the shit that was happening. And so ultimately, if the people you play that heinous creation with want to play against it again, and you have fun with them while you play it, you have Faradayed them. You have proven that it's a fun deck. And no amount of whinging that I or anybody else do online matters. Because there is no insult creative enough that I can come up with that will retroactively take away the fun you have had with the deck. So I'm just talking about, like, I don't like shit water. Tony might. There's fetishes for everybody. We haven't seen every achievement from the furry games. So if other people like it, keep rocking. You gotta go outside. You gotta go outside. You gotta sleep for sure. Mauled, I'm begging you, please stop the hot tub bit. But it's right. I won't stop because I'm right. Also, we missed some subs in the middle of all those rants. Rustic Cobra, thank you for the follow and the Twitch sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. And Janbo C137, thank you for the 3rd month with Prime, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. And the great Luke Chaos, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. We're not doing hot tub streams. Brackish Brit, what's up, Goat? Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. Appreciate those Bezos bucks. Where'd the fuck the video go, brother? And Legolas of Morningwood, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. This hot tub bit is starting to sound like the streamer's barely disguised fetish. Look, guys, God fucking forbid I try to come up with a running joke. God forbid I try to come up with a repeatable bit. And I do legitimately believe that many of your decks resemble farting in a hot tub. I straight up think that many of your decks resemble being invited to a pool party where the expectation is there will be some aquatic roughhousing and you thinking it is okay and or funny to piss and or fart in the body of water that everybody's hanging out in. You are mad because you resemble that remark. Yeah, we have Can She Get It, but I need other ones. Okay, but you keep talking about drinking shit water. Have you read this list? You look at Nest of Scarabs. All I've done is take this from a solid to a liquid. You can't take that evil off of me right now. And Legolas of Morningwood, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. They got Flint, Michigan water. All right, Vincent. You're the Flint, Michigan water. We're going to move on to D2 Vincent's list, which is silly, comma, spooky. This is the only deck I own with green in it. Good man. A simple human typal deck with an enchantment sub-theme. If this deck had a theme song, it'd be Human Track number 2 from Warcraft 2. Editor, cut that in and then mute it so we don't get demonetized. Just some lads getting big and buff with magic protein powder found in the back alley dumpster of a Planet Fitness roughly 3 months after New Year's. Okay. We have Kyler, Sigardian Emissary, who is a 5-mana 2/2, which is the rate all green cards deserve to be. Whenever another human ETB is under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Kyler. Other humans get +1/+1 for each counter on Kyler. So he is basically C-Bum, and this is, I'm presuming, his Instagram following of humans who all get really, really motivated and jacked because of how jacked Kyler is. I have no idea what in the holy hell this enchantment sub-theme is about. Now, this is definitely the opposite of a counterweight commander. This is a guy we probably need to resolve as quickly as possible, and the deck falls apart as soon as we have Kyler with no counters. Now, we have enough humans to do it, so what I am hoping to see is a good amount of ramp. It's going to make me mad, but I'm hoping to see some degree of ETB based card draw or big body based card draw. I have no clue what enchantments could be relevant here. Whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. Okay, that's relevant. Recursion, draw a card on a human. Okay, that's on theme. When this die, we can kill this guy. We can take one magic card out of this old man's chest cavity, and then it also ramps us. That's reasonable. Sage's Reverie. When Sage's Reverie enters the battlefield, draw a card for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. How many auras do we have? 9. Okay. So D2, my first question to you is going to be, what was the purpose of doing humans and enchantments? Because at any point you can just stick two things together and call it a sub-theme. Like, I could go downstairs and go, I'm going to make lunch and jerk off. Those are two things that might please me. They don't have to be done together. So is there a deeper thesis behind I want to do humans and enchantments, or did you just go like, those words sound cool? If it's just words, that's okay. We can work with it. But I need to know, as your doctor, as a medical professional, I need you to tell me if you just thought the words were cool, or if there is some like tent pole, this is the interaction I wanted to build it around. This used to be a 60 card deck. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. When it was a 60 card deck, what was the plan? Because there are plenty of good enchantments that Kyler cares about. Laid to Rest is here. I am sure you have Kathar's motherfucking Crusade in this deck. I just don't know if it justifies an enchantment sub-theme unless it is very, very specific. Virtuous Roll. Okay, that's some enchantments. Hey. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Again, we have 9 auras. So the number of our enchanted creatures in the deck is probably going to be about 1 or 2. Yeah, if you wanted to do human enchantments, your commander is right here. Your commander is right here, and instead you put the cis white man on the throne, and you should think about what you've done. Humans and enchantments, that's it. I used to play against a Rakdos vampire deck with this. Okay, so if it's me when I like words, Kyler should no longer be your commander, and we should rebuild the entire deck around Elevir. Kyler's probably working for you because Kyler is incredibly fucking good, brazenly on steroids, but Kyler does not give a single solitary fuck about enchantments. And most of your humans don't give a single solitary fuck about enchantments. But Elevir does. Elevir's here for you. Okay, it is live now. Because I saw it up, and then, or I saw your message, I went and liked it, and then I saw it was private. So why did it go back to private? 7 mana, creature spell draw, real. The Coven's decent. Yeah, I like the Coven. That's a little bit clever of you. I was gonna try to let you slide since I've already been a little harsh to you, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck Esper Sentinel doing up here. Oh, you scheduled it to go live. Okay, that makes sense. Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, this makes sense. This enchantment is like... This is honestly... Evolutionary Leap is not that bad in terms of replacing your creatures in a deck that wants to throw a lot of dudes down. Kombucha. Enchanted creature cannot be blocked by big guys. Destroy a non-creature permanent. That's fine. 4 mana, indestructible. This is worse than Mithril Coat, and I believe, I believe every sense of the word. Amber, it's gonna look like I'm blocking you. I've checked my DMs. It's gonna look like I'm blocking you. Don't worry about it. I am blocking you. Sphere of Safety. Then we have some... I mean, this is like generic Pillow Fort. I'm worried with 21. Like, the dinosaur player is going to laugh, pay the 2 mana, and then kill you. Mother of Runes is good. Like, your humans are all fine. I don't know who hurt you, but humans are all fine. Other permanents have hexproof. I am not as sold on this. Normally, I would say protection, very, very good. This deck is more scared of farewell than a 5-year-old with attachment issues. It gets really bad as soon as you get board wiped, and other permanents you control having hexproof doesn't really do a lot for you. You really just care about, hey, can Kyler not die? Hey, can Kyler pretty please not die? Spellbreaker raises the very good point that you can't give Kyler protection from white or green at risk of snapping off any of the auras you put on him. Planet Fitness subscription. Yeah, make more humans. So trigger Kyler even more. Make more humans, trigger Kyler even more. More humans for sure. More humans for sure. Protein powder. And then this is just all the humans. And I presume this is more of, okay, the brain worms won. Death's Presence. This is super clever with Kyler. I think, like, it's definitely in a, stompy battlecruiser power level deck. So what I think we have here is we have like 10 pretty solid enchantments. We have 10 pretty solid enchantments that work really, really well with what Kyler wants to do. And then your brain went, that means sub-theme. That means I have a sub-theme now. I am a sub-theme player. And you just spat in the soup. So if you want to do, the easy fix is if you want to do humans with an enchantment sub-theme, hey, look, it's your new commander right here. Because then you can do a ton of things on auras. You can use all of the enchantress cards that say, haha, I cast an enchantment, so I draw a card and you have to read my Sonic fanfic now and tell me what you think about it, but you can only say nice things, ha ha ha. Or you could do Calyx, as someone else in chat mentioned. So those are two options that are just strictly better for trying to do both at once. Kyler is really, really good for, I'm going to play a lot of little shitheads, but you do want to be like pretty committed to playing little shitheads. Like, the reason nobody comes up with Kyler decks that have sub-themes isn't because they're boring. I call them boring because they end up being boring. But people aren't making these totally straightforward, nose down, same Kyler deck after same Kyler deck because they want to. It's because the mandate of the commander is so specific that as soon as you move outside it, all you're doing is playing bad on purpose. You already have to deal with 1/1 counters, which notably you've ignored a number of good 1/1. Okay, here they are. Never mind. You have Hardened Scales, you have Branching Evolution, you have Hydra's Growth, which again, hey, this is like usable. But we've ignored counter payoffs, we've ignored big creature draw, and I think, I dare say, we've ignored some of the other like go wide stuff in service of, I'm gonna have some enchantments in here too. Which, if the sub theme has a like true, if the sub theme has a true purpose, that is fine. But it sounds like you have nostalgia for an old standard deck, and I think you should just get that framed. I think you should just get that junk framed, and you'll feel better. And then you get Elevere up in here, and then we do a whole lot of auras. And if you don't want to do auras, then you do Calyx. Because with Calyx, you don't have to do auras, but you can do a lot of modified, and you can do a lot of value enchantments. Because then you can copy all of your value enchantments, and then you can, like with Calyx, you can dig for all of the like kooky and interesting enchantments, and you can try to make big humans, and Kyler can even be like a finisher in the Calyx deck. But as it stands, you have a terminally distracted Calyx deck. Or not Calyx, you have a terminally distracted Kyler deck. So I'm going to go to the playtest and see how it runs. Only one land. This basically has to be a mulligan because our commander's so expensive. This looks a little bit more playable. Hey, look, humans. Good land. We have a human. And this is where the lack of generic ramp is biting you. Like all of the things that are enchantments that are going into the enchantment sub-theme don't need to become more human cards. Straight up, you just need like some ramp and some cards. We would much rather be casting rampant growth than we would a human right now, because playing our humans doesn't matter until Kyler's already down. But I digress. We're going to gain 1 life. Fuck yeah. We hit somebody for 1. Fuck yeah. Turn 4. We super don't want to make the 1/2 indestructible. Turn 5. We play Kyler. Turn 6. If Kyler does not get shot in the chest immediately, we make him indestructible. We don't really want to play All That Glitters because it won't give Kyler counters. Turn 7. Path of Ancestry. Hydra's Growth. It's now happening. We have a 1/1 counter on Kyler, therefore Perish Blade Trainee gets a little bit bigger. So Kyler's indestructible now. We tapped 3 for this. We can cast spells with Flash. See, like, your cleverness is being wasted on this deck, because this is a very clever card. I have no idea what in God's name you could be using this for. But whatever you want to be using it for, you have so much more potential than you're utilizing with 4 mana indestructible aura. Because now this turn, Hydra's Growth is going to slowly but surely take over the game for us. But like, goddamn, we get Swords to Plowshared once, and we've impacted the board basically not at all, and we've also been unable. We've never had interaction to like help deal with anyone else who's being a problem. No lands in this hand. I mean, goddamn, dude. So going down to 6 cards. I think we have to try to make this work, and I'm actually gonna dump. Oh, fuck Othel. Fuck that guy. So we do land, 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 and now we can play a human maker. Missed land drop, so we can do Horn of Gondor. But we got a chump blocker in the goddamn building. Look at Tony. Look how heroically he will defend his home as he is definitely murdered by velociraptors. Check this motherfucker out. Alright, Recruiter of the Guard. Do we have a single mana dork in the building? Because that is what we need. There we go. Give me the Heron Blade Elite. We are so fucking back, dude. Turn 6, we play a mana dork. We have played a land. We play Kyler. We get a counter on Heron Blade Elite now. It's turn 7. I'm going to play the Woodland Acolyte for 3 mana, which will give Heron Blade Elite a counter. It will give Kyler a counter, which will give everything else its first little bit of buffage. So now Heronblade Elite taps for 4 mana. I'm going to tap. I'm going to put New Horizons out. So we're floating 1 green still. Put a counter on this, make everything bigger. We get to draw a card. So we were floating a green, and we can add 2 mana of any one color. We will put Hydra's Growth onto Kyler. Like, look at how much synergy there is here once we actually get to doing what the deck is about. And none of what the deck is about right now is enchantments. There's one good enchantment. This is also a clever enchantment, but like as a sub theme, it just ain't there. This kind of deck only works if all 4 players are playing Selesnya High Score. Yeah, and notably, it's also turn 8, and we have not been able to deal with any threat bigger than a wet cat. If a particularly wet Siamese cat walks into the room, you fucking die. And so, if you want to keep playing Kyler, I would go down to just humans, and every enchantment that is not strictly necessary, like Sage's Reverie, gotta go. Zendikar Resurgent probably goes, but you might be able to keep it just for top end stuff. Kithkin Armor goes, Indestructibility goes, Sphere of Safety goes, Privileged Position goes. You could keep Immortality, I guess. All That Glitters goes. Ethereal Armor goes. Lanor can stay. And we just put in some goddamn more ramp or more low to the ground draw. And if you really want to do auras and enchantments, you either do Elevere or you do Calyx, where they're lower cost, and so it's easier to ramp up to them. They actually give a shit about the enchantments, and then you can have humans just be the creatures that are driving them forward, but they're so good at buffing everybody that it's whatever. The Glove, thank you for the Prime sub for 6 months in a row. Happy half anniversary, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Mauled, you beautiful Jund man. I wanted to pop in to renew my Prime subscription sandwich. Wishing you a happy holidays from Mr. and Mrs. The Glove. Happy holidays to you both as well. I hope you are well. So we gotta fuck you up with some nitrous. And I mean like car nitrous, not galaxy gas. This deck is already on too much galaxy gas. But Kyler needs a lot of juice. If you want to get this big, you need a lot of steroids and you need a lot of monster energy, and you don't have any monster energy cans in this deck. Well, you have 9, but you gotta like double that. You gotta double the amount of monster energy. How many lands? It's 38. It has a totally reasonable number of lands. It just doesn't have enough to do like this 3 mana here. If this was a deck where most of the 3 mana options were Cultivate or something that ran, or like Kodama's Reach, then we could talk about it. But most of these 3 mana things are 3 mana, look moderately imposing. 3 mana, draw 1. 3 mana, recursion piece. 3 mana, recur an aura. 3 mana, recur something. Our 3 mana movers are not actually moving our game plan forward very aggressively, and that's hurting us a terrible, terrible amount. Even though we do want a lot more 2 mana movers as well. Like this deck is trying to let momentum carry it on a 0.5% grade. You're asking everybody to watch you do a sick kickflip off a ramp that has a 1 degree incline. I think this is for sure where we're at. The bit is nostalgia. And so I am partial to the bit of nostalgia. I think you should honor the old deck you used to play, but you should frame that old deck in like a binder or something, and then we should get Elevere. We should let Elevere work her fucking angle. A kickflip is a kickflip, bro. Not multiple decks in a trench coat because they specifically acknowledge that it's two things that they are handcuffing themselves to for no reason. Multiple decks in it, it's very close to multiple decks in a trench coat. And again, this personality matrix, the reason it's a matrix is because many of these things are quite close to each other. Behold My Stuff is quite close to Minecraft creative mode. Classic art and National Treasure, also very close. Mauled, can you even do a kickflip? I can't, so any kickflip is impressive to me. Are you always impressed by things you're incapable of doing? If you saw a man kick himself in the nuts, would you be impressed or worried? Because it's the internet, you're going to say you're impressed, but I guarantee if you saw that bullshit while you were walking down the street, you would walk a little faster. If you saw me create an underbite so fierce that I bit my own nose off, would you clap? Is that the bar? Is that the bar? Thing you cannot do is therefore impressive? I cannot destabilize geopolitical relations. I don't find Putin impressive. I find him a miserable little shitlord. I cannot currently turn off Twitter. That doesn't make Elon Musk impressive to me. But truly the point is that this deck does not have enough ramp to perform a kickflip. I'm going to take some more bites of my eggs, and then we're going to move on. Tenebrae, are you here? If Tenebrae is not here, we'll be moving on to Jarthur. Dennis, 1234590, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Don't belittle yourself, Mauled. You too could cause international incidents. Is there any way for you to submit a deck for you to review tonight? Zero way, Cobra. To highlight how little of a way there is, I will set the price. If you want me to be added live to a deck roasting stream, it is $10,000. Just so that we don't pretend that I'm saying there's not a price. But out of respect for everybody else's time, if you want to fuck up the existing schedule that I have made, it is 10 grand. 10 bands, in cash, non-sequential bills, no die packs, still has to be stolen. Not even David, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. These streams are at pretty good times. Are you UK-based? Your accent is hard to place. No, I switched to doing... So I'm in the Pacific time, and I switched to noon to 4 to try to snap up all those people who watch Twitch while they're at work. I'm here for you. So Cobra, if you want to pay the normal $25 price, there will be ways to purchase the deck roasts starting next month from a third-party platform. There's going to be a limited stock that goes for sale every month, and it will be first come, first served. If you buy one, you get to sign up. But yeah, we will say the live price to get on a deck roasting stream, 10 grand. Just so that we have a firm answer for anybody that asks. Now I'm eating my goddamn eggs. Be amused. Be amused while I eat my eggs. Dog, I'd be so tempted to drop 10 grand for the bit. And like my thing is, if you have 10 grand to spend on that bit and I get 10 grand, we all win. If I get 10 more grand, I can spend $5 out of it to buy a new Red Bull to get me through that stream. Wow, this game's crazy. What kind of eggs, Malt? Okay, Believe is here. Can we have just a crumb of sounds, please?
I opened the letter generator, but that's perfect. I can now buy upgrades. I can make my cursor stronger by exposing my fingers to sunlight in the morning, and gives its own achievement. Now that I have 1,000 cookies, I can buy my own farm to grow cookie plants on. You see my cookie plant? Don't ask why it's purple. It got me another achievement. I now have 10 achievements, also known as 1%. I bought a bunch more grandmas to bake more cookies, and they each have names. One achievement is to sell a grandma. I'm looking at you, Vera. 56 cookies per second. Who would need more than 56 cookies every second? Illegal fracking has uncovered there is cookie dough deep within the Earth's crust, so we're sending our labor force of grandmothers into the mines to retrieve it. Although they might be angry because there are 3. I lost the original clip of this, so I'm recording from the future. Ignore that the grandmas look different. It's fine. There are 3 Veras. She's multiplying. To appease her, I'm renaming the bakery from S to Vera. Now we're really making cookies. Oh damn, a golden cookie. Click it. Frenzy. Now I get 7 times more cookies for 77 seconds. Golden cookies spawn around every 10 minutes and give a bunch of different buffs. I need to make a decision. How do I spend my 70,000 cookies? A. Donate them to the poor to help world hunger. B. Buy more radioactive fertilizer. C.
I mean, willpower is
the
fine for you to be
because
wrong,
they are getting
dude.
scary. It begins. Vera is now a farm. As Tom Scott discovered, the best thing is control of the means of production. So we've started mass producing cookies in factories, giving an achievement of 100 total buildings, which makes grandma's buildings. Without a golden cookie, with a golden cookie. I got to 1,000,000 cookies already and unlocked the greatest achievement so far, completing the cursor wheel. The government is trying to get me to pay my workers in real money instead of cookies.
Alright, fuck this video. We're back. How long is the delay from paying for a deck roast and watching you roast it live? Typically, if you pay for a deck roast, it will be roasted within the month you have paid for it. There are times where your roast will have to get rescheduled, either because of my filming schedule or if I get sick or something like that, and it will get pushed out a month after that. I would say within 4 to 6 weeks is standard for almost everybody. All right, CJ, thank you for coming by the stream, my friend. So 4 to 6 weeks is like reliably covers 99% of people that get roasted, depending on when you get scheduled. So the way I see you, Will, thank you for coming by the stream, my friend. The way I currently schedule it is when you sign up, you get to tell me what days you would like to be roasted, and then I give preferential scheduling to whoever signed up earliest. So if you say, I want to be on the first stream of the month, and you're the first person that signed up that month, you're going to be on the first stream that month. Same goes on for second, third, fourth, so on and so forth. The only time I'll interrupt that is if somebody says, I can only go on whatever day for this entire month. I will try to make that work. But without further ado, I haven't seen Tenebrae, so we're going to do Jarthur. Jarthur's deck is spooky. Wait, Jarthur, are you here? I'm curious, at what point of the EDH life cycle did you join? What was the first Commander product you saw released? The deck I was taught Commander on is the Raynar, the Ever Watchful Precon. This was the first Commander deck I ever got to play, and because we had a furious misunderstanding of the rules, we both misread this card and misunderstood the basic rules around tokens, because my playgroup believed that if I mass exiled my board, if I blinked my entire board, the 1/1 white spirits could both come back from exile, and that I would make a 1/1 white spirit for everything that got exiled. So anytime I blinked my board, we thought that I got to effectively double my spirit army, and that I got all the other spirit creature tokens back, which made this guy pretty good. And then I started playing on Arena, and I got a token bounced one time. I cried for 3 hours, and then I texted everybody, hey, we don't know how to play Commander. But this was the first Commander product I ever participated in. All right, so Jarthur. Tokens, check. Planeswalkers, check. Simic, check. Life gain, kinda. So this is just a hit list of make me mad. Xavier and friends. Game plan is simply play Planeswalkers, create tokens, use Proliferate to do messed up things with Planeswalkers and counters. Ickermoon Gauntlet is unfortunately the target of tutors that can target it. Planeswalker statistics. Numbers that I don't care about because I'm a hating ass bitch and it's about Planeswalkers. So Xavier, you can remove a counter to populate, which lets you make a token that's a copy of a creature token, or you can sack a creature to proliferate. I imagine we're probably doing the second. We have an alternate win con. We have card that makes me yell go fuck yourself. Card that makes me yell go fuck yourself. Wow, really doubling down on cards that make me yell go fuck yourself. Interesting. Infect 2. Wow, this is Do you like get paid by the slur people call you, Jarthur? But is there any chance that you have some type of minimum wage job in which you are given maybe $5 or $10 anytime somebody creates a brand new insult just to describe you? So we have Insidious Roots. Are things leaving our graveyard, or did we just see that it involved 1/1 counters and said, yeah? There's no way. What? Did you chat GPT this fucking list, dude? So when an opponent plays a spell, counter it and put a depletion counter on Decree of Silence. Oh, wait, it's take counters off. Right. Okay. So finally, the first half of Xavier's Solve becomes relevant so that we can get additional perma counter spells. Okay, board control, doubling season. Fuck that guy. See, the thing is, infect is based, but only when it's used against these people. So we have more control. Tutor, token makers. Oh my god. So I presume this is just like make chump blockers that then get sacrificed to proliferate. What is this curve? 3 mana. Dude, I hope you get killed by a Finn the Fangbearer deck. Every day that passes, I'm going to hope to God that you wake up and Finn the Fangbearer is just at the foot of your bed. The worst part is the card that I like the most in the deck is Blighted Agent, because that is the only card in the deck that does not scream to me, my win condition is something happens. I'm going to do the playtest. There is no goddamn way you are getting me to read all of these different Planeswalker abilities because I hate them. And it looks like if you're leaning into extra turns, you are exactly the villain I imagine you to be. But I despise Planeswalker decks because they have no fucking plan other than I get paid more than you because my dad worked at Wizards. My dad is the CEO of Microsoft, and he knows all of these sexy merfolk wizards directly. And I get paid $50 an hour, whereas you get paid $20 an hour. And so if I just wait, I'll beat you. What's up, Kalana? Thank you for coming by the stream. All right. Draw. We do not have a turn one play. We will case. We get a 2/1. Where in the fuck? Hey, you know what? He's a bird now. Skeleton bird. All right, we have Xavier Assault. We have 38 life, but who cares? Nobody's counting. So we have a land we can sacrifice. So play this. Play Kasmina. We're going to down tick to 3. But then we're going to be... So we're going to get a 2/2 wizard blocker, basically. Oh my god, all these tokens piss me off so much. We kill the bird, which both proliferates. So Kasmina goes up to 5. Or no, to 4. Kasmina's at 4 loyalty and 0 other counters. We get to search for a thing, and I'm inclined to believe with I am inclined to believe with Spellbreaker that the only planeswalkers that matter are Vraska. Although we could take... You find Vraska and just fucking kill someone, you are stretching the word just to its absolute physical limit, Spellbreaker. So let's see, I think we... Which one could, like, actually win us the game? I think the emblem with all of our tokens is going to have the best chance of actually winning the game for us. And then... we play the Vraska. Actually, we'll spend this because we're going to uptick Vraska by 2 to sacrifice this. Make a 2/2 zombie. I'm going to scroll through the never-ending story of all your fuck-ass tokens. Everything has ward 2. And so... make second wizard. Kasmina goes down to 2, but haha, I sack a wizard. Kasmina goes back up to 3 from proliferate. Vraska's at 7. We don't have 2 green. Good. You don't fucking deserve it. We play Kiora. Untap up to 1 target creature and oh my god, I hate you, dude. I hate you so much. I hope, yeah, I agree with Whitebread. I hope every day you wake up to Rurik Thar removing a new tooth from you. So what we get to do now is tap, sack, proliferate. Uptick. Untap, untap. Tap, sack, Proliferate. Alt. We now have an emblem that says, when I touch you, you fucking die. Then we would go down to, and we would get that wizard back. GG's Shake. I don't necessarily think, I mean, sure, if you get to do this and nobody ever interacts with you, yes, GG's Shake, and shame on you for beating up children. But as Amber points out, we're going into turn 7 with the boldest board state we have ever had is a 3/3 and 2/2/2s. And now we're going into, well, Case also finds Intruder Alarm, in which case we don't have Vraska. And I don't think we didn't have the facilities to make Intruder Alarm do anything crazy with the thing we had. Oh, we used the Case already. We used the Case to get that Vraska Spellbreaker. So we don't have, I just didn't remove it because I'm dumb and I don't know how cases work. So now we start Garuking. And we definitely make a beast because now we just need, hey, I need enough creatures to touch you once. Wait, so how do you protect the planeswalkers? Darnassus, raw fucking optimism. Everyone's hating on Case of the Staff Skeleton. I think this card is hot. Not in general. In general, this is musty bullshit. In the context of this deck, extremely good card. Extremely good pickup. Makes you a body to sacrifice with your commander and has an immediate synergy with your commander to do the important thing. So y'all can hate on the general quality of Case of the Staff Skeleton all you want. The point of commander is to take dog shit cards and make them good. And in a deck that is otherwise devoted to taking cards that are already too fucking good and dirtling with them until my head explodes, I am going to honor their individual case, get it, of using a card that is bad. We don't have mana for Kaito. Populate as you copy a creature token you already control. Oh yeah, we win with Kiora. So we sacrifice this dumbass. We proliferate. We -8 Kiora. So we have an emblem that we fight creatures when we get creatures. And we also get 3 8/8s. This deck is a walking advertisement for bullying people that haven't gotten to cook yet. I'm not going to say the deck doesn't work, because we've pretty conclusively proven this board state on turn 7 is one of the most efficacious playtests we have ever done, and I have never wanted to vomit so bad in my fucking life. I respect that you have made a Super Friends deck that knows how to win concisely, or relatively concisely. You deserve to have sand kicked in your face every day for the rest of your life. If you ever go to the beach again, you will not know peace. I am going to de-spark you personally. Okay, I see you on the street in 20 years. And I'm going to fucking get you. But the deck does work. The deck does work off the back of tutors. I think Spooky is the applicable designation for it. Like, if in this deck looks like if you play a Planeswalker and the table does not turn towards you slowly and begin kicking you in the head immediately, they deserve to die. They have not appropriately responded to waking up in the middle of the night with the ethereal form of an 8-year-old girl who died in the 1500s at the foot of their bed screaming murder at them. And if they don't do that, that's their fault. Hate runs so deep he turned into Nicol Bolas. Dude, free my guy. He did that shit, but I was rooting for him the whole way. I swear, you show me any commander villain that wants to despark every other planeswalker in existence. I don't even care if he's going to become our fascist overlord. I'm just happy the total number of planeswalkers is reduced. I will forgive any crime in service of killing any one planeswalker. No matter what. Fuck them. Anyway, good deck. Oh, I can't do you this because I will not let you cook. I will never let you cook. This is art. This is the Vitruvian Man of Planeswalker decks, and I fucking hate to say it because I hate Planeswalker decks so much, but every single Super Friends deck in the world should aspire to be this Planeswalker deck. What's up, Grungy Gay? Welcome to the stream. Planeswalkers are all awesome. Mauled is just salty. None of them are DTF. Listen, man, I just like to fuck the good cards. That's not my fault. This deck makes me so fucking mad. I do think the lack of interaction here is like near criminal. I am interested. I'm going to do one more playtest because I am interested in what happens if this deck that is on its hands and knees begging to be shot in the head ever gets shot in the head, what occurs? Okay, we have Intruder Alarm. So now we win. According to everything you motherfuckers said. I breed. I path. I Xavier Saul. This has to do something, right? Yes, I do believe this just goes infinite, which makes me hate this deck even more. So I'm going to play Basking Broodscale and attempt to fly under the radar for one more turn. I play Intruder Alarm. Yeah, and with the land I play for turn, I can adapt the Broodscale, so it gets a 1/1 counter, which makes a spawn. Tap Xavier. I sack this guy, proliferate this, which brings this guy back, untapping Xavier. I sack this guy, proliferating this, bringing this guy back, untapping Xavier. That's so chill, dude. I hope you, hey man, tomorrow's weather forecast, hammers. 100% chance of hammers wherever your location is. An infinite, and the payoff of my infinite is I have one tremendously large lizard. I have Godzilla. I have Basking Godzilla on the table. The Fife FX and Kalana and Salapass, thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the Doghouse. And Kaylana, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, for all my hate, this is very appropriate for the power level it plays at. Oh, and I didn't even actually play through the, like, what happens if people react appropriately. So let's actually do that playtest. So we can Innkeeper's Talent. We can play Xavier Sol. Oh my god, they shot him in the chest. Oh my god, he's dead. Now how does the game go? We down tick to get a chump blocker. Who cares? 2-2 is the important part. We draw and we discard. We want Vraska for sure. I think we dump Ashiok for now. Oh my god, somebody swung fucking anything at Kazmina. So at minimum, I don't have this dumbass 2-2. Play Xavier Sol. Down tick Kazmina. I make a new 2-2. Draw. Discard. And I guess I'd hold it up. Oh my god, somebody swung at Kazmina. I declare it as a blocker. I sacrifice it. I proliferate, and I proliferate the 1-1 counter. I very smartly put on Xavier Sol with Innkeeper's Talent. Oh yeah, he can't tap. So none of that proliferate shit actually happens. And now it's turn 6. We don't have any tutors, so we're not doing anything crazy. We don't have 2 blacks, so we can't play this dictate. We could edict if somebody else was 100% crazy. We can remove one thing. Yeah, I mean, it is the archetypal Planeswalker deck, and in the giant rock, paper, scissors game of Magic the Gathering, it folds instantly to the Slimes Against Humanity deck, which is very funny. This is just a different tutorial boss meant to teach you about a different archetype. Because if we have that Falco Spara deck from earlier, and this deck has to play into I make a 3/3 with trample every turn, you just fucking die. This deck just rolls over and fucking dies to a 3/3 with trample every turn. Which is hilarious because it is also like quite good. It's quite powerful, and holy shit, the bears have killed me. Because it's praying to God that a 3/3 and a 2/2 will be enough to stop the combined interaction of the entire Avengers. So I think for what it is, great job. For what it is, I also hate it, and you. Well, also presumably at a 4-player table it has some room to breathe and not everyone knows to focus walkers down. I only believe that statement for anyone who's never played against a Planeswalker deck. Every table I've ever played at, when a walker has come down, we have all freaked the fuck out unless somebody else was like a turn away from winning. The only time in recent history I have let a Planeswalker live, it's because it was for content. And I thought the thing they were doing was so laughably bad, I wanted to see if it would work. And the thing they did with the Planeswalker to help them, rather than do the dumb thing, was to get lethal on the guy who was 1 turn from comboing off. Like, I have never seen a table not react with immediate hostility to a Planeswalker deck. I have just only ever seen the Planeswalker deck tutor up super good answers or jump the table. Like, I've seen Planeswalker decks, and again, I don't think Jarther's done this. I would never accuse him of this. But the only time I have seen Planeswalker decks like this get room to breathe is when they lie through their fucking teeth about what the deck does. So, Mauld, why do you not like Planeswalker decks when they win the game with enough time? When you've often criticized decks for not having ways to win the game in less than 4 hours, I'd like your insights on that. That is why I gave this deck points for being very good at what it does, and I gave it credit for being able to win in a concise fashion. It does not necessarily fall victim to the same issues of this game is going to last 10 years that other Planeswalker decks I've seen have fallen into. That's not the only reason I dislike Planeswalkers. I hate them. Wait, is this a 1v1 deck? Please provide the class elaboration on the statement, only play with my brother. Is it you play with your brother in a 4-pot and he just Well, no fucking wonder the deck... I'm gonna go vomit. I'm gonna go fucking vomit for a while. Okay, yeah. For dual commander, this 100% works. Because one chump blocker and a dream, this is just like, I don't know what your brother did in a previous life, but when they got up to Buddha sent him back down onto this planet and made you his brother to punish him for something heinous that he did. Fastcast, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. And Baraboy99, thank you as well. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. In fact, like, it being dual commander makes the Planeswalkers better. Because in 1v1, do what you got to fucking do, man. In 1v1, we're not kissing. We're not hugging right now. We're trying to murder each other. So 1v1, however you got to win, you win that way. That actually makes me forgive the extra turn payoffs more. And it's also like, of course this fuck-ass deck works. Of course this fuck-ass deck works. Your brother is not playing 30 copies of Slimes Against Humanity. So yeah, the deck has more breathing room than it ever deserves in the entire world. I do think if your brother ever just built a dinosaur deck, you would die instantly. Questing Beast. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Jarther, I need you to look very closely at the screen. Nightmare. This guy's gonna fucking get you, bro. So yeah, all the breathing room arguments are immediately thrown out on basis of there are not enough bodies at the table to address Planeswalkers in the sufficient way. Like, the root of my Planeswalker hatred, I think Planeswalkers are fair in Commander. I think they are abundantly fair in terms of how strong they are. I think they are broken dog shit in 1v1, which is now what we are talking about. He built Cruel Claw. It's been effective at killing Planeswalker, but not the Jadzi. You guys are just in purgatory together, huh? What type of Cain and Abel shit is going on in your house, Jarther? You build Xavier's, you build Super Friends, so he builds Cruel Claw, so you build Jadzi. What's he gonna build next, dude? All Teferis? I'm sick to my fucking stomach, man. I do still think archetypal Planeswalker deck, the effectiveness of it is probably driven by the fact that it has to win in a 1v1 deck or a 1v1 context. So that makes sense. I will never not hate you for it, but that's because I'm biased against Planeswalkers. We are going to keep it moving to Believe. I believe you are here. Fucking got him. So Believe, T-Dim, and Bo. Bo, I'm pretty sure I've seen you talking recently. But Believe, T-Dim, and Bo, please sound off when you can. Is doubling season represented? Elk, how about you take this fucking shout out and you go to hell about it? You mentioned doubling. I just tagged you. That doesn't do anything. Hold on. There we go. Shout out my goat 33 Elk. They let me on their podcast. They let me talk about a ton of bullshit. They make videos about Commander. I think they do stream sometimes as well. I believe you've rated me previously. But also, you talk about doubling season in my chat one more time. I'm mailing you a brick, dog. I'm mailing you a brick. Immediate delivery. Sundays? That means we're competing on time slots. Twitch, redact this man. If any of you went and followed him, unfollow him right now. I swear, I'm not fucking playing. Unfollow him right now. Pay no attention to the section of my room that doesn't have a green screen and go unfollow that motherfucker. I stream on Sundays. Sundays are the Lord's day. They're your time with me, okay? Sundays are good times with the boys, the girls, and the creatures. Fuck ass forest creatures. Steal my audience. I swear to God, dude. Elk, if you actually stream on Sundays, what times do you stream? Because I can potentially raid into you. Britt, I'm just being a little silly. My bad, bro, Malt said. Okay, so Bo, I know you're here. Believe, I asked you to sound off, and then I immediately got fucking distracted by being fake mean, which I hope that came across correctly as complete fake meme. What's up, Mibble? Thank you for coming by the stream. Okay, I don't think Believe has sounded off, so we're actually going to do... Oh, nope, Believe's here. Believe's in YouTube, Twitch chat. Y'all can't see, I can see. I have the vision. Okay, so Believe is here on YouTube. T-Dim. Yeah, Believe. I'm sorry. I was still looking through the compiler. I see you. So now we know what Believe's delay is, and we can use that to bully them relentlessly. And then T-Dim. Oh, I swear, fucking goddamn it. T-Dim's... I'm pretty sure T-Dim's the same one where their email is blocked. Yeah, Elk, DM me. What the fuck is Mountain Time? That's crazy. I shit my pants, dude. Yeah, let me throw you a follow real quick. Okay. That should actually work out relatively well. So if I'm live on Sundays and I see you and I've not prearranged raiding other people, get ready for some weird raid messages that don't make any sense, motherfucker. Let's keep it pushing to Believe's spooky deck. Not entirely sure how to judge power level on this. Normally I'm a Timmy aggro player, but I wanted to try something new when Thunder Junction came out, so this is my stab at a control deck with some Reanimator mixed in. Any and all improvements are welcome. Oh, fuck yeah. Crime does pay. All it takes All it takes is one impeccably dressed Grixis mommy to make all the Timmy players understand why counterspells are actually cool. Whenever you commit a crime, you get to pay 1, and if you do, you look at the top 2, 1 goes to hand, other goes into grave. So you get an immense amount of card advantage. You get to fill up your graveyard for, in this case, Reanimator, but any number of other nefarious grave robbing based actions for the low price of holding up mana every single turn. You just play on other people's turns. It's great. It's fair. This Marchesa is a rat, then I guess I'm not going to say it. Nope, I almost said it. You're not tricking me. You're not tricking me. That's looting, right? Darnassus, that is not the official definition of looting. I don't personally care, but the words in Magic are often very, very specific. Looting refers to drawing and discarding as part of the same action. I don't think this has a specific mechanical term, but to loot is to draw a card, then discard a card, or do any version of that. Rat fucker mauled hound. All right, so we have the normal suspects when it comes to commander ramp. Have you ever seen Jane Doe from ZZZ? That's a good rat. What? If I speak, I will be persecuted. I cannot speak. I cannot currently. I need to open a cookie clicker video or something. If I speak, the world will not accept me. Do not introduce this motherfucker to Genshin 2. I will not speak. What is the rat card with the big tits? Oh, Ink Eyes? I mean, they're alright. They're decent. Don't ask why I know that. Hey, anybody who's like, why do you know? Shut the fuck up. I look at Magic cards all the time. I'm very normal in how I look at Magic cards. Execator, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home. How do you ramp in Grixis? Sorry that I sound dumb. It's just hard for me to understand how to ramp. You don't sound dumb, Darnassus. You sound uninformed. And that makes sense because Grixis is relatively bad at ramping compared to other colors like green. One of the easy ways to do it is mana rocks. Honestly, for a lot of relatively low mana Grixis commanders, a very powerful way to... I'm going to use the word ramp, and all you semantic-loving pieces of shit are going to come get me. The best way to ramp in Grixis is to draw a bunch of cards and hit your goddamn land drops. All of the Grixis ramp packages I have ever seen are not as good as just having good card advantage and playing one land a turn. If we get to turn 8 and you don't have 8 lands, I guarantee whatever mana rock bullshit you tried to do did not pay off as well as just hitting your land drop every turn. Now that said, there are some really good mana rocks, like Relic of Sauron. For this deck, you probably don't need Relic of Sauron because it's literally more expensive than your commander. But let's actually get into Believe's deck. So let's see Timmy's first try at doing, they said, control deck with Reanimator. So let's see the curve. How good are our reanimation targets? We are not playing Reanimator. What we need to see in a Reanimator deck is we need to see a lot of stuff in the normal areas like 1 to 3, and then it needs to get really quiet in the middle here. And then we need a massive erection made entirely out of mana. We need a plinth, an obelisk. We need a tower. We need our twin towers are going to be so far apart that the airplanes could have just flown through the middle of them. between 1 and 2 mana and 10 plus mana on our reanimation targets. So based on your mana curve, I already know you don't have anything dope like Yog-moth in here. Okay, ETB, we can rearrange attackers. That's very funny. That's insanely funny. It's not good, but it's funny as fuck, so you get to keep it. ETB, return something. For 5 mana, I don't believe in this. For 5 mana, you would probably rather cast 2 crimes a turn and just get 2 cards. Like, you would just rather trigger and pay for Marchesa twice than you would get some other random instant or sorcery back. It's also not great as a reanimation target because it's cheap enough that you just, like, I don't know, play lands, dude. Gutter Stimp, if your spell slinging makes sense. ETB, hey, Theft is good. Theft is good, it's a crime, fuck 'em, we ball. Lazav is... I like Lazav for... There's no way Lazav doesn't go infinite with himself, right? As long as you have cards. Because what I'm confused on is it seems like a good way to double crime, where you commit a crime, and then because you've committed a crime, you put a 1/1 counter on, then you exile something. Oh, I missed the once each turn. I missed the once each turn thing. It does say target. Oh wait, it doesn't say target. Hold on. I was wrong twice. We will now be ending the stream in shame. Everybody look away. We're going back to Cookie Clicker. We're going back. We're gonna open back up something nice and relaxing. Don't look at me in my shame. Look at the anime thighs on the rat lady. I'm good at magic. So this is fine. This is second crime payoff. I don't think this is particularly good with the reanimator stuff. But it is good if you have other reanimator players and you want to hate on your own, then this is a good card. You may exile a non-token creature and it steals their stats. That is funny. It is heinously overcosted, especially when you could just steal the creature for way cheaper, but sure. Commit a crime, get a 1/1 counter, return a random instant or sorcery. So this deck seems like it may have been built on the pre-assumption that there's only like 2 good instants or sorceries in the entire game, and I gotta tell you, buddy, it's not true. It's not true. We have multiple good instants and sorceries you can play. So Magda, make a tap treasure, Niv Mizzet, free crime trigger, torrential, yeah, free spell definitely good. Wow, Tolarian Terror is so bad. It's just a 5/5 with Ward 2 is just not it, my friend. It does work with the oh, there it is. Is this is the 7 mana? Is this the lone reanimation target? Witness my final form, an angry trampoline. We definitely need to have something better than this. Oh, and we have the classic casual Bowmasters, dude. Whenever you commit a crime, make a 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue creature token. We have I don't draw hard lines a lot. I don't draw hard lines in the sand a lot. I try to accept that Commander is a spectrum, like gender or how badly I want to beat the asses of everybody who sends me a deck. The hard line I'm going to draw is there is no circumstance in which Rhystic Study and motherfucking Vadmir New Blood deserve to be in the same deck. All right, and then we have a million things that just say this lets me point at you. Like 25 untagged instants. This is your entire instant and sorcery section right here. Right here, I've got you. So we can go through all those. 36 lands is fine. This is a good amount of lands to make sure you're hitting stuff. And then we have Torment of Hailfire is crazy without a way to pay for X. Blue Sun's Twilight we can reasonably pay for X in a different world. Okay. This is 100%. This is 100% a dinosaur player's idea of what a control deck is, because it has the Hullbreaker Horror jump scare and then no actual win cons. So by the time we get Horror down, you can probably control the board. But if they ever get rid of Horror, I legitimately do not understand how this deck wins against anything other than a training dummy stuffed with straw. Alright, so we get to scry 1. Fuck it. We keep that. 2. And we have fucking force of... We're gonna fix you, dude. Hey, listen. Believe it's okay, because we've all been here. We are going to fix you. So we get Marchesa out on curve. We're gonna get an island. We can Bedevil. We'll pay the 1 for Bedevil. We'll put the swamp in the grave. Hey, fetid pools, that's dope. We need our land drops. Didn't have blue to cast Commander. Lost my pants. Please read Arcane Signet with the class slowly and out loud. Meditating Raven, I'm doing good. How are you doing, my friend? Let's see, should be about 15 more seconds till the average Commander player can get through the text of Arcane Signet. The deck has 10 counterspells, 5 of which are free. Believe that part is reasonable. Having free interaction in a Marchesa deck makes as much sense as all the things I would do for a single sniff, because you want to have mana open to pay for your crime triggers. So having really cheap interaction or totally free interaction, that part makes sense. What I take issue with is you don't actually have a way to convert all of these Marchesa triggers into a coherent win. So it's turn 5. We press the enemy. We bounce something. If we tap out, we have the 2 blue and we can pay the 1. So we get a crime trigger. I'm not doing it, man. This card's fucking blank. I'm not doing it. We bin it. Fuck you. No, we're not going to bin it because we're going to reanimate this. I hate you. And then we... free cast Reanimate with Press the Enemy, and we get Shipwreck Dowser, and we take Press the Enemy back. That's cool, right? Next turn, we play Rhystic Study. The table explodes. The only concrete win con is Niv Mizzet plus Curiosity. Have you spoken to a blue player before, or do you only interact with them in your nightmares? Do you only interact with them in your nightmares? Yeah, we have like the EDH rec list of Grixis scary things. I have a question. If a creature can't be countered, can I destroy it if they cast another spell or move phases? So can't be countered means just what it says. It means only you cannot counterspell this. Kill spells still kill it. Exile spells still exile it. You just cannot use a counterspell upon it. Hullbreaker Horror specifically is very difficult to get rid of because whenever you cast a spell, you can return a spell to its owner's hand. So if I have Hullbreaker Horror and I have mana, you play a counterspell. I play anything at or not a counter. God, I fucked it up. You play a kill spell. I play anything at instant speed. I can bounce the kill spell back to your hand. Didn't go off. Hullbreaker Horror is still around. You try again, spending more mana. I do the same thing. Typically, you can break people's minds very quickly by doing it with stuff like Consider. Because it's 1 mana, I draw a card. You try to murder me again. I'm gonna piss. I cast Opt. Okay, so Believe, you may not want to hear this. We need to cut like 60 cards in this deck. And that's going to sound like all of the non-lands, and it almost completely is. Yes, Darnassus, it's just hard to take care of. Now, your interaction section is mostly fine. It would be better if we had more 1 mana interaction. Where Marchesa starts to make a lot of money is by having turns where you're casting and triggering the crime thing multiple times. These crime payoffs, I would cut primarily because we're not playing draft. Elikman, thank you for the 45-bit cheer. No worries about interrupting. Rev for sure. Rev is ridiculous. The recursion of spells, not nearly as good. The prowess, not nearly as good because we're spending a lot of our mana on these crime triggers. So I would cut Lazav, I would cut Vadmir, I would cut Shipwreck Dowser, I would cut Charmbreaker Devils, I would cut Phyrexian Ingester, I would cut Niv Mizzet, I would cut Talarian Terror, I would cut Gisa the Hellraiser, I would cut Raw Monsoon Mage, I would cut Snapcaster Mage, I would probably cut Bowmasters just unless you want the deck to be crazy good. I would cut Fire Inscription you can kind of keep. I would cut Rhystic Study. I would cut Torment of Hailfire. And from there, we can begin doing the actual work. I do like Niv Mizzet. He just doesn't belong everywhere. Oh, true. Bowmasters is more of a decision about how strong you want the deck to be rather than an indictment of its effectiveness. Rhystic Study is also, hey, good card. I'm not trying to argue Rhystic Study is not going to be a useful card. I think Bowmasters and Rhystic are way above the weight class of Marchesa Reanimator. The goal of our Marchesa Reanimator deck is ideally, I want a Valgavoth on my board on turn 4. Hopefully sooner, but if I'm doing it with Marchesa, perfect world for you is I have Valgavoth on board turn 4. What Reanimator decks want to do is they want to get access to creatures they should not have access to way ahead of curve. And so we need big, gigantic assholes. So we'll say like 7 or greater. Agent of Treachery. That's a crime. Very good card. You also never lose control of the thing you stole if they kill Agent of Treachery. If you're doing Reanimator, honestly, there is no excuse better than a Reanimator deck for I'm going to play all of the badass dragons that are otherwise totally off theme. Chuklad, Victimone, 99, Eminem 99, thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friends. And Misha G Game, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I am honored to be your first Twitch sub. Lost My Pants, thank you for the follow. Vcent TDF, or Vcent DF, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. They have Tolerant. Willpower, thank you for the drink water redeem. I'm going to have an energy drink instead because I'm broken inside. Ambiance, I did know that. I just don't do it reliably. So, believe first things first, these are the standards for what you want to reanimate. If it's not as good or better than these, they're probably not great reanimator targets. Archon of Cruelty also very, very strong. Arvinox, very funny because there's so much theft. This doesn't trigger Marchesa because it's each and doesn't target, but it is very fucking funny. It would definitely be stronger to do Spellslinger than it would to be Reanimator. But can you imagine if you got this guy out turn 3? Like, let's just talk about the world we could live in where the Llanowar Elf either had to tap main phase 1 every turn or had to run to his death as a 1/1 double striker. So this is the type of shit. Like, if you're going to reanimate it, it should be so good that it should make the table say, if we can't answer that, we're going to die in a couple turns. And you have one thing. Like, Hullbreaker Horror is a decent reanimation target. My problem with Hullbreaker Horror is the end result of successfully reanimating Hullbreaker Horror is you have a lot of control and you do not have a quick way to turn it into a win. Thoughts on Flayer of the Hatebound? Why he look like that? I'm blanking on the text. He looks like a weird porcelain doll man crossed with the mascot for Hell's football team. Like, he's so smooth. Why is he so smooth? I don't like Flayer of the Hatebound for this deck because we're not doing mass reanimation. We're doing like one-off reanimate a crazy good thing. Thank you for weighing in, Mr. Beast. Very glad. Gisa is truly a crazy card in my opinion. It is not a bad crime payoff, but if we want to do Reanimator is not a thing you do just like accidentally. A lot of people will make decks where they go like, and I do a little reanimating. As somebody who does a lot of reanimating, you have to have a fucking plan. You have to have a goddamn plan. Okay? Look at me. Do you have a plan? No, I didn't think you did. You put reanimate. You put reanimate and one dragon in there and you called it a fucking day. Do better. And so after you get those good creatures in there, more 1 mana interaction would be good. If you're on Reanimator, you want some more card draw, but more specifically, you want to proxy the fuck out of every wheel effect you can get your hand on. Because that way, you can wheel yourself, you can get stuff into the graveyard selectively, you can get other people's cards into the graveyard and then maybe steal from them with your reanimate if your good things aren't in the graveyard yet. But overall, this deck is definitely like, this deck is 100% an impressionist painting of how you think blue decks pay. This deck is 100% an impressionist painting of how you think blue decks play based on the individual hyper frustrating cards that have blown your asshole inside out in the past. Like, you played standard once. You got hit with this in commander. You got hit with this in standard or commander. Willpower the mic doesn't scratch. And honestly, if you keep lying about it, I'm going to be forced to take drastic action. We've also got a random smasher pass from Burning. No, dude. No. We got to be different. And by different, I mean better. Can that drastic action be hot tub streams? I'll tell you what, I'll set up a viewer goal to do a like hot tub league stream. It's going to be like hundreds of viewers. We're going to have to like double our current viewership, and if I do that, yeah, I'll do ranked League of Legends in a hot tub, and I'll turn the temperature up 1 degree every game I lose. Mackie Rune, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. How does one submit a deck for review? So historically, it's been done through Patreon redeems. We're changing it this month. So starting in January, the deck roasts are going to be a thing you buy. There's going to be a limited stock that is put up for sale at the beginning of each month, and it's going to be first come, first served. If you buy one, you'll get to submit a deck to me, and then we'll schedule you for a roast. 47,000 pickles, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Isn't that dangerous? Absolutely. There would definitely be a either time limit, or my girlfriend would see me trying to set this up and would call me a dumbass. So I don't know if it would actually take that shape. Amber, I haven't looked at Ko-Fi commissions yet. Svengineer, thank you for the Prime sub for the 3rd month. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. So believe. The thought I want to leave you with is, when you think about a control deck, you need to be really focused on what is the end state and how do I win from the end state. And when the best thing you can do is drop Hullbreaker Horror and then just keep pinging things, but you have 120 collective life points to work through with your 7/8, this deck is just a Rube Goldberg contraption for hanging out with your friends, not actually playing Commander. It is a Rube Goldberg contraption for interrupting your friends, because you're going to be bouncing their stuff at instant speed, you're going to be committing crimes on their stuff, you're going to be doing tricks on them the entire hangout section. And you can still do tricks on them, but we want the payoffs to be way more intimidating. We want a lot of like very aggressive, I'm doing shit, I'm wrecking house right now. And then it'll be a lot more fun for both you and everyone else involved. Yeah, I mean, Patreon. So Elk, you didn't see this, but I tried to I messaged Patreon to ask them if there was a way for me to sell a limited stock of an item in my Patreon shop. And I explained to them, like, I'm not confident that I'm going to have the ability to shut this off in time because it is so competitively purchased. I want to be able to give this to my audience, but your platform is not letting me because I'm selling my time, and therefore it does not scale infinitely. Not super long, one paragraph, straight to the point, just asked, is there a way for me to limit the stock on a sold item? And they told me to fucking hang nuts. They told me to do the thing I explicitly said I wasn't going to do, which was, have you tried watching the post and then turning it private as soon as you've sold as many as you can handle fulfilling? They told me, can you play watch it, time it with the fucking post? And so it's probably going to be Ko-Fi or Buy Me a Coffee. There's going to be an announcement in the Discord, which if you're not a member of the Discord, you can find that either on my YouTube channel page or on the command that I just pulled up. So we'll make an announcement about where to find them, but they're not going to be through Patreon. I also have to use the bathroom really bad. So what do you guys want to be babysat with? What idle game do you want to be babysat with while I go use the bathroom? Chair auction, baby shark? Okay, last question I'll answer because I'm going to poop myself. I actually wanted to ask, is Vandal Blast frowned upon? Because whenever I play it, all the treasure players get really pissed at me and say I'm playing a really mean card since they always dirtle and I'm trying to haste hit them with big red creatures, but I feel like it's fair in mono red, like they're playing green white, and trying to justify making double treasures doesn't mean I need to run it. I'm going to take that from the top because this is a good question, and I fumbled my words a lot with it. I wanted to ask, is Vandal Blast frowned upon? Whenever I play it, all the treasure players get really pissed at me and say I'm being really mean since they're always dirtling, but I feel like it's fair in mono red. They're playing green white and trying to justify making double treasures. That doesn't mean I don't need to run it. Darnassus, welcome to the fucking validation zone. You are correct. Vandal Blast is 99% of the time an eminently fair card. It is meant to destroy artifacts because artifacts and treasure decks specifically are incredibly good at making way more resources than any of those decks deserve to have. So if they're not utilizing their resources and they're trying to hoard them like the 1%ers that they fucking are, I hope their insurance is good. But they deserve to get blown out for that shit. 100%. The only people I have ever felt bad for Vandal Blasting are the Mr. House players. And even then it felt good in the moment. It just felt bad after. All right, we're going to go use the bathroom. When I come back, I want to know which card is most gettable out of these 8, and nobody better own my chair but me. right, guys. Now that we're back from the bathroom, we can talk about the real topic of today's stream. Let's get into it. Beefcake Emperor, thank you for the 10 gifted community subs. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, one of the most generous gifters in the channel's history. I appreciate that very much, and I guess thank you, Valorant, for the 2 extras. They are bullying you because you're the only girl in the card shop, and they think they can bully you with their expensive decks. Yeah, I mean, fuck them, you ball. Fuck them, you ball. Moonstalker 3311, thank you for the 50-bit cheer. Welcome to Dog Heaven as well. T-Dim, if you're here, sign off. I don't think you're here because I do believe your email is blocking me, which is my bad for not reaching out directly on Discord. Bo, are you still here? There was another 10? Oh my god, Fitness Self-Res, thank you for gifting 10 community subs to the community. Welcome to Dog Heaven. My chair and I thank you. And Valorant, thank you for the 3. Chairstream got 10 gifties. Holy shit. Chairstream undefeated. Alright, so let's move on to Bo's deck. Silly, comma spooky. I've edited out some of the more bullshit win cons. I want to keep the only themes being coin flip and card draw. Maybe edit it towards more of a spell sling kind of deck. U3, but less unfair. I wasn't allowed to keep infiniting all over people. All right. So, Bo, let's be so clear. I have a point I want to make before we get into the stream at large. Or before we get into your deck at large. While I make this point, please confirm for me if you want the British voice. Please double confirm. I need enthusiastic consent that you want the British voice. And I think a difficult spot I'm going to put your deck in, because I know we edited out some of the crazy infinites. I think Silly is a bad place for a U3 deck to aim because it's doing coin flipping. I think if you aim for Silly, you have to deny yourself so much of the coin flipping support. And by coin flipping support, I do mean Krark's Thumb and everything in the game that can tutor Krark's Thumb. And when you do that, you don't create silly, funny gambling simulator because it's so bad. You create realistic gambling simulator with a very tired 70-year-old woman with dementia pulling a slot machine for the 6th hour straight as she chain smokes her second pack of cigarettes. Like, if it's... I think spooky is where this commander basically has to end up, because the payoff of I get to cast spells for free is so good. And if you don't... And so, like, it has to be good. Because if you try to make it, like, really bad, you just end up sometimes exploding. You're just like a frog that might have C4 in its stomach, and you're trying to be the party familiar. But oh, all right. They've asked for the British voice. We're going to give them the British voice. Is the accent going to be Cockney, London posh, or street tough? I certainly wouldn't know anything about these street toughs. but I do like a little bit of a posh from time to time. So first and foremost, whenever Yusri attacks, we pick 5, we flip 5. If we win, we draw. If we lose, we get hit for 2 damage. If we win 5 flips, we can cast spells from their hand this turn without paying mana costs. Wanker. Wanker. Alright, whenever Goblin Trap Wanker attacks, flip 3 coins. Whenever you win a coin flip, create 2 treasure tokens. Whenever you win a coin flip, put a luck counter on. Whenever it's dealt damage, flip a coin. Flip a coin, flip a coin. Alright, so we went... Are Aussies not just poor Brits? That was my understanding. Alright, so if we built this deck by going to Scryfall, typing in flip a coin, and we said export. We said export on this Scryfall search specifically. My immediate question is, why did... I don't even know what accent came out there. Wanka. I think I need to do, like... I need to do a voice acting class before I can really do these voices well. Ugh. Alright. My question is, why are we not just using Oka-Un and Zindasplit? Because the thing is... Yusri doesn't give a single fuck about flipping coins. Yusri flips them, but he only gives a singular fuck about flipping 5 of them. If you flip 4, Yusri only cares about attaching a car battery to his own nutsack and pressing on. And so if you want the deck's theme to be, I want to flip as many coins as possible, I think it would behoove you to have payoffs for coin flips. Zindasplit, for instance, will draw you a card for every win. If you have Yusri out, and you play Goblin Trap Runner, and you flip 3 coins, Yusri doesn't give a single goddamn that you flipped 3 coins. Oka-Un and Zindasplit both do. Plenty of other things in the deck both do. And if we have decided to tattoo flip a coin onto every card in our deck, like some type of ill-fated UFC tattoo, we should just be running these 2. I think in this we aren't even... Okay. I think we have... I don't know. I can't get it today. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue making fun of you, but I'm going to have to make fun of you in my normal accent. Oh, Helios, you were so wrong. I give such a fuck about this. I love silly voices so much, and I do want to do them well. Received pronunciation. Okay. Living conundrum. Elk, we will do the adds and cuts in a separate bit. But yeah, this deck reads to me like crazy fascination with a specific sports team, or even a specific athlete on a sports team. Like Yusri, the flip a coin thing, he owns 1 Travis Kelce journey. With the flip a coin thing, Yusri owns 1 Travis Kelce jersey. And because he owns that, he decided everything in his life was going to revolve around Travis Kelce. And now he also has a bunch of Taylor Swift records because of their relationship. And none of them actually relate to Yusri's life. They just relate to a random fucking sentence that entered Yusri's life at some point. And so I really think if you want to make a deck that is... I coin max, I flip max, I'm coin pilled. it should be Zindersplit and Okaun, just because you're like, you are on purpose turning off a positive synergy for reasons that I don't currently comprehend. If you can elaborate on those reasons, then I may in fact be able to understand you. But for now, it's like, what if I played bad because I could? If you wanted to do... Now you could do Yusri's Gambling Hall, and then you might be able to grab like the very best of all the coin flip and all the dice roll cards. But right now we have a bunch of objectively bad cards that are only in here because they say flip a coin. And if we're going to have a critical mass of on purpose shitty cards, and the only reason they're in there is because they synergize with the deck theme, we want the commander to synergize with the theme, which right now it doesn't. Yusri, very, very good at synergizing with Spellslinger. If you hit 5 flips, you basically win the game if you have an at all coherent Spellslinger deck, which is one of the reasons it basically always has to be spooky or above. The chance happening of maybe Gutter Snipe invents a hydrogen bomb live at the commander table is too good to ever really make this silly. And the really unfortunate thing is right now the deck is so bad that, or not even bad is the wrong word. Right now the deck is pulled in so many different directions that even if you hit a 5, I don't even think it's that cool, which is like the worst robbery that has ever been committed. You're stealing your own dopamine from yourself. We counterspell somebody's commander, get fucked. We play a bunch of tap lands because we hate ourselves. Or, no, okay, I won't be a bastard. So turn 3, you played Yusri. Turn 4, you will play the tapped Guild Gate. We pick 5. So 2 and 3. I was thinking heads I win. So we won 2, we take 6. We draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. Getting to draw 2 on combat. Yeah, we have Frenetic Ifrit, which is straight up just here to do Okaun and Zindersplit stuff. Is there a way to win with gates? Yes, there is. There is a card called Maze's End, which is a land that cares about gates, but if you activate its ability and you get 10 differently named gates out onto the field, you can win the game. It's typically quite bad unless you build it as a like high power combo deck. You can sneak this out at some tables that don't like to play aggressive particularly early because lands are the hardest permanent type to interact with in casual commander because everybody thinks it's way too mean. Oh, Avrion, thank you so much. And thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. So, Bo, what we've done is before we were too hot, and now we're too cold. We need to make Yusri, but less unfair, but more unfair. Or it needs to be not Yusri. Okay, this time we have Steam Vents. We have a lot of fucking lands. We have to get this off. We're getting Krark's Thumb right now. So turn 3 we get Krark's Thumb. Turn 4 we get Yusri. Turn 5 we thumb them. And now we get to flip 5 coins twice. So we're looking for heads. I'm going to do the first one. Dark, thank you for the Prime sub for the 5th month in a row. Time to steal a truly meaningless amount of money from a stupidly rich man. Exactly. Thank you, Darkness. Welcome back to the dog home. So we got 3 heads. So the first and 4th position, we want to be heads. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. So we won 3. We draw 3, lose 4 life. I think we played thumb. And then we can see, like, we play Squeeze Revenge and it fully doesn't do anything because we don't have any of our coin flip synergy on the field because the coin flip commanders are stuck. They're trapped in the 99 of this deck instead of in the command zone where they belong. We're going to discard Volatile Rig. And then, like, we can try again. But at this point, the deck is just Yusri Krark's Thumb Simulator. And I think you would be much better off. Wait. Everyone shut up. Everybody shut the fuck up. I hate it here. I hate it here. Not even Warp World. Warp World is the best option. This isn't even fair Yusri. This is a deck they give to prisoners on death row so that instead of going to the chair, they just lay down in their cells and give up so hard they pass into eternity on their own. What the fuck? Warp World? It works, he says. It works. Who raised you? Who fucking raised you that this is it works? I am going to lobotomize you. I swear to God. Okay, so you have two paths in front of you. You have 3 paths actually. So let's cover them. Your first option. You can make Yusri into a Spellslinger deck. This way, you'll have card advantage, and even if Yusri is missing, you will have game actions you can take. Your other option. I am equally forceful about both of these options. You can make Yusri Spellslinger, or you can do what you're fucking told and put your coin flip commanders in the command zone of your coin flip deck. Door number 3. You decide, Bo. You tell me. I'm down for whatever. Whatever energy you're putting out into the world, I'm slurping it up. And I'm fastball specialing it at you with my mouth. I swear to God, man. You've seen me angry. You don't want to see me nice. I tried to kill a man with kindness once. They still haven't found all the pieces. I'll gas you up, brother. I'll gas you up. I'll pat you on the back like you've never been patted before. Your back will be gone. I will make it worse / better. I mean, really, it's like you have a good commander and you have a good 99, and they are just like cousins that don't talk that much, is the thing. This 99 for Oka-Un Zender Split, don't change it. It's great. For Yusri, it is simply totally unrelated to what he wants to do. It's simply the cousin you see once every like 4 years in the middle of summer, and you like get along okay, but you're not really into a lot of the same things, so you just watch Fortnite clips together until the week is up and they go back home. But Yusri's still fun. And honestly, if you warp worlded me with Yusri, I would laugh. As much grief as I gave you, I would laugh very hard IRL if I got hit with 5 Yusri flips into warp world. So if you just like Yusri, very valid. Play a more straight up and down Storm Spellslinger deck, or maybe like Card Draw Matters deck. If you really like coin flipping, put Yusri in the 99 of the Oka-Un Zender Split deck, because he still fits in the 99 of the coin flip deck. He's just a little bit awkward as the commander of the coin flip deck. Archert, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, and thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. So let's drop this into the personality matrix. Oh, what is the It Sucks Ass slide? Somebody asked about if I was going to stream Spell Table more or go on more Spell Table streams. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you ever see me doing a Spell Table game, whether I'm on somebody else's content or, God forbid, streaming my own Spell Table game, it is a personal favor to somebody who asked me to do it. I have not once opted into this of my own volition. It is somebody asked me to do it as a personal favor to them, or it's for a charity cause or something like that. We will not be inviting you to the Magic Mirror podcast games. Listen, filmed games I do, but yeah, if you're streaming those, save it for another person. Anytime I stream a game of Spell Table, my brain just melts. So let's get you. Did we get you? We didn't get you on the Matrix yet. Let me put you on the Matrix right now. If this isn't multiple decks in a trench coat, I don't know what it is, but it's more like a child that's pretending to be an adult with a really large trench coat on. Because the 99, very focused. The 99 knows exactly what it wants to do, and it has a game plan to execute it. And true, Zilla, I actually agree. Because the 99 is focused. The 99 knows what its goal is. It has a plan to execute it, and it can execute it. And the commander has never met that 99 in its fucking life. The commander has never met this person. It's never spoken to them. It's never even heard of them. And it's still trying to thug it out. Oh, you just learned Alicia's not mono red. Yeah, listen, the differences of the color identity rules for Commander have tricked many a person. Oh, Chewy, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. I appreciate that. Bringing us ever closer to the 10K mark, which is sick as fuck. Since it is 4 and we've been live for 3 hours and 40 minutes now, I'm going to end it here rather than try to tack on more stuff, because that Applebee's is doing tricks on me. So I'm going to find a homie to raid. And then we will be live again tomorrow. Not doing deck roasting. I am playing around. I'm either going to be playing Magic or my girlfriend is going to play League of Legends ranked with me. Either way, it's going to be immaculately painful. We'll do Jim Davis. I don't think I have a good raid message. So give me 2 seconds to think of one, because I don't know Jim super closely. And so I don't want to get too weird on him. We could tell him to shit in the hot tub, but that, I don't know if that would go over too well with him. Salapass, delete it. No, we're gonna get weird. She maze on my end until I gate. That's the raid message. Everybody be nice. Again, I don't know Jim personally, so don't be fucking weird in chat. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon PST. I hope to see every last one of you there. Thank you for the follows, the subs, the donations. I appreciate every last one of them. I hope you are having a good Monday. And please remember to stay toxic. YouTube, welcome back to Recursion.